And here it says I'm live. Hi guys. Just gonna adjust the light here. I stumbled in it just now. There. So. No Gary, I'm not back for more ass whooping. 5-on-1 was never an ass whooping, it was a gangbang. So this time, hopefully, Bev will keep it 1-on-1. That's it. And if he managed to do that, let's see whose ass getting kicked this time. Just waiting for him to send me a link. I just replied to him on the last video there. I'm gonna keep updating until he sends me a link. Shut up. Hopefully he sees the notification on that reply. Hopefully. So, yeah. Gary got his ass handed. Where? When? Monochromatic light source. Where was that? I'd like to see that. If Bev will have helpers, secret helpers. Yeah. Probably so. First of all, there were some sound issues on the last. I turned it down again. Last time I made a video, for some reason after I recorded a whole lot and I was in the editing studio, there was almost no sound. So I adjusted the microphone and the OBS and everything. So when I was in that live stream 2 days ago, I heard afterwards that it was overpowering. So I turned a bit down again. So hopefully it's better now. But again, I needed that when it was 5-on-1, so I needed that volume. Mr. P, now you're going to that I told you last time. Don't start that language share, please. Don't do any fundraiser or Sam scared or anything, just please keep it civil. This is what I was talking about last time when I saw you in the other streams. I seen you can be a bit harsh, but yeah, please keep it down. So, until I get the link from Bev, I'm not sure where to go. Because when I was in that last time, I just deleted the whole entire server on Discord. And connecting to a server, I need a link. So I will keep on refreshing this one. Yeah, that's a joke, Mr. P. And I will say I have a great sense of humor, but those jokes of yours can be a bit harsh. So yeah, I'm not kicking you or something, but please just try to keep civil. Just gonna see if I can find him on Discord here without. Bev Try Thinking. I found him. Hey, got a link. Hey Dora, Stereo News, Peter G, Andreas, as these English guys and American guys, Eldridge, there's no Eldridge, it's Eld, Andreas Eld, like in fire. And here it goes. Now we're connecting. John Hawkins, say hey. Marked in. Yeah, just waiting for. I'm in this server now, but it is no live chat room yet. So Eld like a fire, yeah. Eld, that's Swedish for fire. Sean Hawkins is in the server. Mexican Bob. Yeah, I can also hear Sean. I don't know about it. Yeah, Sean, I'm just waiting for that to pop up. I just got a link from him on Discord here. So, hi GBG man. Yeah, I was here also the last time, but then the chat room just popped up by itself. So I'm just waiting for something to happen here. Yaroon, hey! Yaroon, something. But I'm there, but no live chat room. And Sean, as I said to you in there, better saw it. Kick Gary a little bit around, but don't time him out. Just let him keep on being stupid. Just gonna wait a bit. Guy. Graham, hey! Thanks. Appreciate it. String news. No. Hold on, hey. God kväll. The topic is he wants to talk about all this land surveying stuff, and I just think I'll keep it. We know that surveying works, but yeah, I think I'll just get him over, and I'm gonna take him on a few cases he said last time. So here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
What's up, Tommy?
Hey,
He left when he was in there last
that
time.
live chat didn't show up
There you go.
until now. Yeah,
Okay, welcome,
You're a little
Tommy.
bit quiet.
I'm quiet. Last time I was loud.
Mic check. That sounds good for me.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna turn up that gain just a little bit. So, back again, and this time, as Bev was agreeing on, this will be a one-on-one. So everybody else, just keep the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna server mute Morty Master, and then I'll mute myself. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. How are you?
You are loud,
So-
so low now, so I'm going to turn you up here a bit.
I'm low, am I? Do me to get the mic a bit
I can do
closer.
that on the
How's that?
OBS here.
Okay.
I think. Let's turn it up a bit here. To, let's say 6. Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Right. Well, in the thing that you said, you put there was 2 conditions, just me and you, obviously.
Yeah.
That's going to be. But the other one says you got to answer just as many questions from me as I have to you.
The other way around. Yeah.
Sounds only fair. Does that mean you just ask questions
No, that's.
and I have to
not
answer
gonna,
as many as you have?
This will not be a one-way interrogation. It's going to be a two-way conversation. That's it.
Okay. But it's not just you asking questions then, no?
No, that's exactly the opposite.
Okay.
It's not you only asking questions. It'll be both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Okay, so at the beginning, can we can we start off with the definitions thing, right?
Nope.
That when we're
First
using
off,
words at the beginning, we can deal with away with this, and then we can carry on with the conversation, right? Once we know the words that we're using, and then we don't get into a semantical thing later on. Who are you saying it's semantics when it's a word that's defined to mean something?
First
Can
of
we
all, we'll
establish
start off
those
with
first?
the last the thing we had, because you called me a liar, and I don't like that.
When did I call you a liar?
When you said I wasn't a surveyor.
I said I don't think you're a surveyor.
You said I wasn't a surveyor.
Yeah.
And I was asking if you said I was lying, and you said yes.
Are you a surveyor?
I was a surveyor.
Are you a surveyor?
I was a surveyor, and you said I wasn't. I asked you if you said I wasn't, and you said yes, and I said you're lying, and you said I was lying. So
Okay.
I just want to get that off.
Okay. You say you've done some surveying. Yeah, that's
I said I
understandable.
worked as a surveyor for 5 years, and you said I didn't.
For 5 years.
Yeah. You said that last time, and you said I was lying. I don't like that.
Okay. So you'll be well qualified when we start talking about surveying, because that's what we'll do. That's a lot of what we do is talk about practical things, and surveying is just the practical form of geometry, right?
As I also said, I wasn't schooled in it. I learned it while I was there. So I'm not an expert in surveying. I never said I was an expert.
But you've got practical experience, though,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, can we go over some definitions of what you think and what you don't think, whether we can use the words that we're going to be using?
To be honest, I really don't see why this is, as I said last time, why this is all you do. You just debate semantics and definitions and all of that.
This isn't a debate about semantics. This is just establishing definitions at the beginning.
As both you and I know, surveying works. That's all we need to know.
Surveying works because it works through the principles of Euclidean geometry, right? And those words are very well defined in mathematics. That's what I want to just get with you at the beginning, the understanding of where we get our definitions from, so we don't just end up making them up.
You're usually saying that level equals flat, but it isn't. That's the only thing.
You've never heard me say that, because I've never said that.
Let's disagree about that one.
Go on, give us a citation of where I said that then.
On some YouTube videos, I don't have a recording of it. Sorry.
I've never said that. I don't use that word.
Okay.
It's not one of the words I use. Although I can get you in the live chat if you want. I can get you
I know that level means curvature of the earth, so it's no problem.
Pardon?
I know that the definition of level is following the curvature of the earth, so it's no problem.
Oh, well, if it's going to be that, if you got definitions for that.
Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Go on then, give us it, please.
Yeah, sure.
Like, don't just say that. If you're going to do that, please give us the definitions that you are citing. Because you say you don't want to be doing that. Is that what you're using? Is like just that level? Because I don't ever need to use the word level. Right? I can just use horizontal and perpendicular and vertical, right? As you can as well. You can use the same words. There's no need for you to imagine level to be anything that it isn't. You can just not use the word if you want.
Just paste it in the live chat.
That's all right with you.
Paste the link in the live chat there.
Okay. Well, see this. I've got a definition here from a really old dictionary. You see that flat? What does that say for flat?
Yes,
the adjective.
Flat, but it also means that
flat,
it follows the curve.
It says horizontally level.
Yeah.
That's for flat.
But that's not all of it. It's more.
It's just an old meaning of a word, right?
Yeah. Level
so I'm getting. So I'm guessing that you're not going to like that meaning of the word flat, are you?
I never denied it.
What? That flat is horizontally level? You'd be all right with that, would you?
Yeah, at local one
as
point.
a meaning, because
yeah.
we can go along with that if you want.
No, but you talked about
But
definitions,
like I
and
say,
I just said that level
I
means curvature.
don't need to use that word. Well, there's no curvature in a horizontally level flat, is there? There's definitely no curvature to flat.
I'll just, I'm gonna copy paste one here from that. What I just, yeah, conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface.
Okay, right. Well, did you see the little bit a bit earlier? Do you want me to go over
Yeah, but it doesn't
that?
contradict
I'll
it.
find it.
It just adds to it. It's more.
What do you mean it doesn't contradict it? Well, like I say, if you want to do this, we can. But
When I just got here, I said it was with low. What did I do then? I turned up your audio level. So level means a whole lot.
Yeah, it means different things. Yeah. Like a computer level.
Yeah.
But when, particularly in the bit that we are talking about, it only means one thing, and that's a horizontal plane.
It doesn't mean only one thing.
Right here, look, see this now. This is the Merriam-Webster dictionary that you are using, but you've completely skipped all of these.
No,
to find one particular one.
I just added to it. I didn't deny it. I just added to it. There's more.
But can you see number 3 on that one?
Yeah, equilibrium. Okay. Keeps on popping up here.
It says
especially
horizontal
equilibrium of a
condition.
fluid marked by horizontal surface on even altitude. Yeah.
Yeah. And it says water seeks its own level.
Yeah. And level.
Right. So what the bit that you said, conforming to the liquid parts, right? Well, according to that, in the very same dictionary, it's a horizontal condition. So that's what level conforms to. It conforms to the horizontal condition, because that's what water does, even in the dictionary that you cited.
Yeah, at local point, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we say, when we say an equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of even altitude, right?
Yeah.
Altitude takes it above, doesn't it? It takes it off the surface.
No, nobody denies that.
Yeah, it does. Even altitude means it's away from the surface, doesn't it? Elevation is on the surface, and that's when you have a height. Above mean sea level of elevation.
Again, as I said, nobody's
anything above that is classed as altitude, isn't it?
Elevation.
Right. So when it says an equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface of even altitude, it means that the surface of the water in the tubes are both at an equilibrium away from the surface, because they are. And that being away from the surface means it doesn't matter what the surface does. Once you establish in a horizontal off the surface, right? It's not, doesn't, what underneath it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, but that's locally, and nobody denies that.
Okay.
So again, nobody.
Okay, so you are having horizontal as being a water surface, a water level.
Nobody denies this. We agree on this.
Okay, right. Well, that's like we can go forward now. Now we know a water level establishes a horizontal surface of even altitude.
Yeah.
We can just move forward. That's good.
Sure.
It's a good starting point for us. So that was one of the words I wanted to get away with, right? Horizontal and altitude, because altitude's above the surface.
Elevation.
And
as I said last time, elevation.
Elevation is the surface, right? That's like the mountain or the land has an elevation. Anything above that is classed as an altitude, isn't it? Off the surface, away from the surface. That's the difference between altitude and elevation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably. Okay. I'm not like in English dictionary, so I'll agree. Sure.
Okay. Now, the other one would be perpendicular, because that's one thing that I use quite a lot within the geometric terms.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it sort of comes with a proof that straight lines are straight,
And again,
because there is
I think we agree
only
on what
straight
perpendicular is.
lines.
We don't need to debate that to discuss that. We
Okay,
agree on what
I know, but
perpendicular is.
there's a lot of people listening in, or maybe
Yeah,
people
but you don't need
listening
to drag
in
it
the
out.
future, whatever, that don't know
We
this,
don't need
right?
to sit there for an hour to talk about something we agree on.
Okay, well, perpendicular being as two straight lines has to be two straight lines. It's a proof that the line is straight, because if there was any curvature to it, it wouldn't be perpendicular. Right? So that differentiates straight lines from curved lines.
Yeah,
the
but
very
how-
word perpendicular.
How long do they have to be a line? Does it if it's 1 millimeter and you have 1 millimeter perpendicular to that, that's two lines. You can curve afterwards.
Yep. Well, there's another one. In geometry, you can extend a straight line indefinitely,
Yeah.
can't you? For the very fact that you have a straight line to start with, you can then extend it indefinitely.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. That's it. I think that's me sorted. So, as long as we've got those words sorted, I don't think we need to have any semantical conversations. So, where did you want to go with this, and where do you want to start at?
Again, I really don't see why we should discuss and debate so much about the mechanics of surveying, because, as I said, we agree on all of that. Surveying works. So,
Okay, well, in reality, then, do you want to talk about our straight line test?
how about that? Yeah. Well, again, I want to bring back something from last time. When I
Okay.
showed you, I'm going to screen share in a few seconds. I'm going to fire up SketchUp first. You talked about, when I had the 3D models here, that all of this was wrong, it should match reality and all of that stuff. When
I didn't talk about your models.
You were one of them. You screamed and shouted.
I think I did say, are they Ruhifs? Because they did look very familiar.
That wasn't about
I think I've seen them on Ranties. Does Ruhif perhaps use the same program?
I'm going to... Where did OBS go? Here. And... Yeah. I have too many windows open now. This is... There we are. So, I'm going to screen share.
Okay.
That one. You said last time. All of the guys said last time. I just adjusted those to the...
Oh, you put the extra ones in?
Yeah, but again, it's not easy to say actually where these are originating inside here. So that's why those goes all over the place. But I said this was an example, and you yelled at me because it wasn't reality. You
No,
said,
I didn't.
wait a minute
follow
now,
you.
please, I'm just going to continue. The blue, red and yellow lines here wasn't straight. And I said it's because the camera. So when I move the camera, those lines move. That's why it's not straight. It's as simple as that. And you shouted at me because those wasn't straight.
I didn't
This
shout
is
at
bullshit,
you,
man.
dude.
Also,
I think you're imagining things.
I said something wrong. I said 10 kilometers. This is millimeters. I said wrong. This is not 10 kilometers. It's 1,000 meters or some 100 meters. Also, you screamed at me because this wasn't reality. Yeah, I said it several times. It wasn't an example. So, all of those drawings of yours, is that water test supposed to be just 1 meter wide?
Pardon?
All of those drawings you have of the water level test, is that test supposed to be 1 meter wide?
Which drawings are you talking about?
Those
Do
you have in
them
your whiteboard.
at hand? Sorry?
The drawings you have on your whiteboard.
When I do drawings on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Are you asking me how big's my whiteboard?
No, I'm just asking you if
we
your
want to have a
water level test
whiteboard
is
size
supposed to be 1
contest.
meter
How
wide.
big's your whiteboard? I'll tell you how big mine is. Okay.
So, if I can make examples, why can you draw examples? If this wasn't okay for you to be an example, as I said several times, you screamed at me because it. Why can you draw examples on your whiteboard? Isn't that just the same?
It's It's 90 centimeters wide. You don't
Yeah.
want to know how long it is, do you? Because the camera won't get top to bottom.
So your water level test won't be bigger than 90 centimeters wide then?
What? Sorry?
Your water level test won't be wider than 90 centimeters wide.
Have you not seen the water levels that we've got?
I'm just asking because since my 3D model wasn't good as example, I guess your drawing has to be exact.
No, you said they were the stadia hairlines.
I said it was an
They
example.
weren't.
I said it was an example.
An example of stadia hairlines. Well, it was a really bad example.
No,
like
I said it was an example.
I'll still stick with behind what I said.
I said it was
It's not accurate, right? And it's not even close to being accurate, is it?
Yeah, but your water
And
level test on
you
your
did
white
just
one is.
add some new ones, didn't you?
But your water level
You
test on
added
your
some
white one
new
is.
ones, and is that where you imagine that the bottom one goes to?
Again, I'm not sure where they originate inside that
I-
level, so it's impossible.
I did a meme. Well, not a meme.
But again, if
got a question.
it's supposed to be that way, why can't you use mine as an example when I said it was? I don't see the difference there.
I was inspired by what you did.
Yeah, sure. It was
And
a long
I
time before I
put
did this.
questions together. So do you see that? Like, because I was looking at that and I thought I'll do a drawing to try and see what we do. And like I put it 2 meters above mean sea level with the
Are you sharing something? I don't
auto
see it.
level. No, it's just in the live chat. We use the main in the live chat.
Oh, yeah, I was in the other screen there.
Pictures.
There, yeah.
Yeah, so that and inspired by what I saw with your picture, and I asked you how far away it would be. I did this, and see that there's a bit of geometry in it, if you understand it.
Yeah, sure.
And so you get given the equal angles in that thing, which means the two lines are parallel. And
Yeah.
if you know those equal angles, then you should be able to tell at what distance it would disappear into the floor, right?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what distance that should be? I mean, that it does say what distance? Question mark. What do you? Because I think you just did it. You modelled it and actually drew it for yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, but again,
Where did you put them?
as I just tried to say, please stop interrupting me. Don't let me rerun of the last time, please. I don't know where inside that level those lines originate. So if they are just 5 millimeters behind the glass, they go straight up and down. If they're at the eyepiece, they go just about where I had them. So I don't know where it originates. It's impossible to know.
Well, they are used. The stadia hairs are used for distance measurement.
Yeah, I know, but
Aren't they? So I mean, like it's getting a distance. It should be quite easy because that's what the device is there for.
Not
What?
in a model.
What do you mean not in a model? I've put it in there, given equal angles. You've got parallel planes.
Yeah, as I said
You've got
last time.
the auto level has got a horizontal plane, and the floor is because given equal angles.
I mean, I can, as you showed me last time with your son and that pole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open that again. File, open. What I could do.
I don't want to, it's something for you to take away. It's not a challenge for you to do right now.
I know. I just
Right, listen, I don't expect you to do that.
I just remembered.
I just thought you'd already modelled it on your thing because you'd actually put those extra stadia hairs in.
What I can
and
do.
they do cross the floor. I was just wondering whether you'd actually put a distance to that.
Yeah, what I can do now, because when you showed me that photo, I remembered that 52 meters equals 52 centimeters. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
So what I can do now is draw a line from that on that 10 meter mark. I didn't do that last time. So I have something to work with. So yeah.
Depends on the height of the auto level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's the only height that you've got in the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do here. We do these little
But again,
because
we
it's
agree on how it works.
you're doing geometry right now, right?
Yeah, but again, I
You're
agree how it works.
You're using your brain to perform a logical task.
This was never something we disagreed on. So yeah,
Oh, good.
I just didn't remember because it was well over 20 years ago, and we almost always used that digital one. So yeah.
Well, that's what we're all about here. It's just that geometry. It's the practical thing.
Yeah, and I just brushed into it. So when you showed me that photo, it came back by all means. But yeah, it's been well over 20 years ago.
Cool. And can we address the shouting thing? I mean, did you turn me up too loud? Because I can't remember shouting or yelling.
Yeah,
or,
last
I think
time
you said
it was
screaming
511,
as
so I
well,
had to
didn't you?
shout. Just to get a word in, I had to shout. That's it. But
no, you said I was. You said me.
Not now. I just had to turn it up because you were low.
No, yes. In the little presentation that you were doing, where you were defending your model, your other model, not the big one, the little one. When you were defending that, you said 3 times that I shouted, screamed, and yelled. I think I can't remember what the other one was.
I don't say you shout. I said I shouted.
Okay, well, you said that I was yelling at you because
Everybody,
your model wasn't correct.
When 5 people yell, I said all of them, as I said, especially. But when 5 people are all over, it's a bit difficult to keep people apart.
Okay.
I didn't address you personally one-on-one. No. You guys.
Right, so you were sort of addressing your model, and then you were addressing my whiteboard and how that was equating to the water level test that we've got.
Yeah.
You do know we are testing the water levels like right now.
Okay.
Right. And we're 400 meters. Do you actually know the test? Have you seen it? Or
I've seen a couple of videos of it. Yes, I have a brief idea. Yeah.
Which videos did you see? Because I think
the
first one was the easiest one to see, the one that just had 3 water levels. That principle. If you want to work over the water level.
Yeah, but I don't remember which video exactly now. Sorry, it's been a long time ago.
Okay. So, what would you like to go? Would you like to go with the basic one, and then I can explain the larger concept of what we have to deal with? And do you want me to get on the board?
No, you don't need a board. I have it in my head, and so you're gonna have 400 meters.
Yes.
Yeah.
400 meters. It's 4. Well, it depends if you call the risers.
Risers, yeah. Vertical tubes.
An extra. If you call them an extra tube, then you want to know how many pieces there are and pieces and bits.
No, just
or
how
like
many
all
vertical
together
tubes,
they are one body, like one.
Yeah.
If you're talking about you're talking about the law of communicating vessels, right? Have you ever heard of that?
Communicating vessels.
Yes.
We're talking about one connected tube, all in all. Everything keeps together. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say
asked
like
how
I say,
many
have you ever
of
heard
vertical tubes
have you ever heard of the law of communicating vessels?
Doesn't ring any bells. Sorry.
Does it not? The law of. Should we? Do you want to Google it with us now? I'll have a go at doing it.
As long as we agree on it's one solid body of water. That's it. I don't need any more. One connected tube all over.
Yeah, that's the law of communicating vessels.
Then we agree on that one. Good. How many of those risers are going to have? If that's the vertical tubes.
Principle of the law of
again, we just agreed on that one. We don't need to drag out the time, please. Just get to the point.
Well,
how many tubes are we going to have?
all the
tubes.
liquid goes
It's
to the
one
same
body.
level. Yeah, it all.
Yeah, we agree on that one.
Equals
I
out,
understand that one.
Okay, so basically, if you've got 400 meters of
Yeah.
a water level, then the level of the water at one end is the same as the level of the water at the other end, right?
Yeah.
Now, all of those individual 100-meter rises that are in the middle, they're also at the same level as the two at the either end, right?
So you can have 4 vertical tubes.
5.
5. Thanks. That's all I asked for. That's everything else for the last 5 minutes. That's the one
Wow.
single answer I was. 5. Thanks.
Yeah,
So, yeah, those going to
So-
be level, yeah.
So 5 different.
Vertical tubes. Just call it vertical
Yeah.
tubes. That's it.
Well, yeah, they are vertical, but they don't have to be vertical, do they? 'Cause
No,
it
but
doesn't matter,
that's
'cause
what I mean.
the-
It's not the
it's
horizontal.
the law of communicating vessels, Tommy.
Yeah. 5 tubes that sticks up.
I'll put it
Thanks.
in there. Yeah,
We
in
don't
there
need
for
all
you
the
as well.
definitions for the 5th time. Sorry.
There's a PDF in there.
Yeah.
If you want, you like science, don't you? Aren't you a man of science?
I don't
Do you
care
not like
about all of that.
citations
What
and
is
stuff
and
like
isn't-
that?
What is in science?
Well, it'd be worth your while having a look up for the law of communicating vessels. It would be really good, and also
One connected
communicating
tube of water.
vessels.
That's it.
That'd be a good one for you to look up, and what the sort of accuracy of the instruments, right?
Speaking of that, I just sent I sent you a link in the comments about that one. You got that,
In
as I
what?
talked about, where I said about the curvature and the leveling.
What?
I'm going to do it again in the live chat. I'm going to find that. Where? There.
Okay.
Copy and
What's
Paste.
this that you're doing? Okay.
curvature and diffraction in leveling surveying.
Oh, from India.
I don't know where it's from.
Have you not got any from your country?
And this is where
Because I don't know how much contact have you ever had with these people? Because
so India doesn't count now for some reason.
Ruhif was round here, and Ruhif sort of there was a paper wrote that said auto levels cannot measure vertical angles, plainly because they're
Well,
they're auto level, they auto horizontal, right? But
Yeah.
Ruhif then emailed this place in India, and they emailed him back saying they don't think they'll make a change, but Ruhif seems clever and knowledgeable about it. Does Ruhif want to come and help write some papers for them? So yeah, you can't trust these Indian sites. I mean, have you not got a better one? Find us another one that not from this Indian place.
so because it's from India, you don't. No.
No, it's
You
because
don't-
it's
you don't-
not.
you
They're
don't get to
not. I
pick and
can't
choose.
trust them. Ruhif, I did trust them, but
You don't trust
Ruhif
them, that's
came
not-
round
not the
here
problem,
and
sorry.
showed us that they will literally write anything some people want them to write.
How
In
do you see
India.
this is from India?
Because it says engineering notes India, and it's got N Piriyakna Yanka. Sounds very Indian to me. I'd be
Well,
I'd say that's Indian if just a brief glance. I'm not clicking on it.
again,
but,
you don't trusting
um,
anybody. That's
yeah,
not my problem. Sorry.
So anything it says in there, can you verify it? Is that what you're saying? That's what the sort of notes and stuff that
I'm
your
not gonna
practical
go that way
experience
with you. Sorry,
of
Bev.
surveying
That's-
was? No.
If you don't trust them, that's your problem. Sorry, I'm gonna. Sorry.
Okay.
As I said last time, you're a denier. That's not my problem.
No, I can prove that level is horizontal. I can.
That's exactly what I was talking about to the start of. Level follows the curvature
Yeah.
of the Earth.
How do you want me to do it? How do you want me to do it? Logically, geometrically?
Again,
Well, I can't
never
prove it
disagreed with you.
practically.
It's
to you.
just
I
that's
can- I
local.
can actually show you.
just locally move a few hundred
Okay.
meters, and it's not the same.
Few hundred meters. What's not the same?
The
A
same
horizontal
is not
line
the same
isn't the same,
because curvature.
right? But you do realize a horizontal is a straight line, and a
Again,
horizontal
we
plane
don't disagree on
extends
that one.
indefinitely. Okay, right. So how local is a horizontal plane that extends indefinitely?
Also, as I said last time, how microscopic do you want it?
I want you to tell me how large a horizontal plane is, please.
Indefinite.
Okay, so is that a local horizontal plane?
Sure.
Is indefinitely large.
Yeah. And you move a
Right.
bit,
So
and it's
at
a
what
different
point
horizontal
do
level.
you imagine that a straight line will start to lie without it?
Straight line is always straight.
Okay, and always lying in the horizontal plane then?
Again, if you move a bit, the horizontal plane is not the same, because curvature.
The horizontal plane is the same. It extends indefinitely. You've just said that.
Locally, yeah, but if you move, it's not the same.
If you move locally,
Yeah.
what do you mean? How can you have something that is indefinitely large, right? Local. What's that mean?
From where you're standing.
You can't put a size to it or a place to it or anything.
From where you're standing, that's locally.
Okay, right. Now, again, I thought we'd sorted this out at the beginning. When you say can a straight line that is
back to this again.
let's say straight lines which are parallel to the same straight line are parallel to each other, right? That's a logical statement.
Parallel lines never cross.
Okay.
Per definition.
Now, a horizontal line is parallel to the same straight line, right? So therefore, they are parallel to each other, right?
Except that the Earth isn't a straight line. That's it.
Well, the horizontal is parallel. Like the very meaning of the word horizontal is the totality of the horizon.
Yeah.
Straight.
No. Horizon.
Yes, a horizontal is definitely a straight line because it is perpendicular to vertical. Isn't. Well, it is parallel to. That's what horizontal is, the totality of the horizons. No. Horizon, yeah, that's what the tal means at the end.
Horizon and horizontal is two different words.
Right. Well, if I look up for horizontal in any dictionary, mathematical, look up for the mathematical meaning of the word horizontal, because you trust maths, don't you?
No. Horizontal is a straight line.
You don't trust maths.
Horizontal is a straight line. I agree with that one. No problem.
Okay. And it is parallel to the plane of the horizon. Look up the horizon. All horizontal planes are parallel to each other. It's just a very simple fact.
Horizon doesn't mean horizontal. Horizon means just the parting of the land and the sky or something. So horizon
I'll get you a few definitions of horizontal.
Those two are two different words.
Horizontal.
Yeah, but it's two different words.
Yeah.
Horizontal is straight. Horizon is not.
Horizontal is.
I don't deny horizontal, Bev. Please understand.
Okay.
I don't deny horizontal.
Okay. Well, parallel then, right?
It can't be because the horizon isn't flat.
Parallel is a mathematical term, right?
As long as the Earth isn't flat, it's not parallel.
But that's how horizontal is defined. I'll try and find
locally,
you some mathematical
yes, at what place you're standing, locally.
It doesn't say locally.
Well,
does it say it in your one? Have you got anything to back up what you're saying right now? Because if you don't, you're looking like you're a bit, you're not coming with much. I mean, I doubt it. Your guys are looking in the chat at the minute because you won't have that on, will you? I am putting in definitions of horizontal
again
into the thing now, right? And they all say a horizontal surface, vertical, an inclined plane, right angles to the plane of the horizon.
Locally, I don't deny that.
Or a baseline that's
I
vertical.
really don't deny that. I don't see why you're doing this. I don't deny that.
Okay, so we're established that horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, which means horizontals are parallel to each other.
Locally, yeah.
That's yes, that's how surveying is. You say you've been a surveyor, right? In your practical experience, did anyone ever tell you that the horizontals that you were using were not parallel?
First of all, we didn't work on that scale. We was on a building site on the Gardermoen airport. There was no, we wasn't going out. No, we didn't search for curvature. We didn't work like that. The only thing we did was
nobody does. They just use parallel horizontals. I mean, I'm just saying what everybody uses when you use
everybody.
any
Can you
of
cite that,
these
please?
tools.
Do you have sources for
Any
everybody?
of the tools. Pardon?
Do you know it's everybody?
Do I know everybody? Yeah, every sane person.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But again, when I worked at
So what is it exactly that you're saying then, right? Because you're not disagreeing that horizontal is a straight line. And I doubt it, you're going to say that it's not parallel to the horizon, right? Because horizontals are parallel to the horizon, aren't they?
Locally.
Everywhere.
Who pasted this one? Earth is Life. Yeah. That's Earth is Life. Yeah. Horizontal line. Thanks, Earth is Life. That's
a horizontal line.
He's better at figuring this out than I am.
Oh, look at this one here. It's a mathematics one. It says a line with zero slope or a line in which the y-axis always has a static value. The horizontal line is always parallel to the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
Is that better for you?
But again, Bev, we don't disagree on this one, please.
Okay, so a horizontal. I mean, that's good. You don't disagree that all the horizontals are parallel.
Locally, it's of course the same.
Okay, so then we have to work on the meaning of your word locally. How big would, well, if you had to put a value to locally, what would you do with that?
As long as you have 111 kilometers in 1 degree. If you had 10th degree, it's about 11 kilometers. So yeah, it's how microscopic do you want it?
So we're talking about from a horizontal plane. We are talking about, can you extend a horizontal plane? Like, you know, in like geometry.
The horizontal plane is indefinite.
Okay, but so it can be extended then?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Brilliant. That's surveying. So we're
we
getting one step closer to the straight line test, right? Establishing the reasons behind the straight line test.
Because
now
that's what I asked. How many rises or vertical tubes or whatever are you going to have? You
5.
said 5, yeah.
5.
So one at the middle and 100 meters towards the next, and 100 meters more to the one at the end. 400 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really don't need to rent any surveyors or anything to put out a horizontal.
Nope.
That's just a waste of money as long as I can see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the only thing you need to do is have a camera of some sort and just put that camera 100 meters away from the first one. Look across it.
Well, no.
Because if the furthest one...
You've not quite got it. No, we are proving it through geometry, right? Now,
why can't you do that?
Well, like I say, do you want to know the test, or do you want to tell me what you're going to do?
I'm just asking.
Are you... Okay. You're asking, why can't I do that? Well, I don't even know what that is.
As I just said, set a camera up 100 meters further away and look across it, all of it. Along it.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have people there with cameras, right? There will be people there with cameras. They can stand wherever they want. It won't affect the test. I mean, the test doesn't matter about that, because it's the shared straight line segment that we're involved in, right? Like I say, we work with geometric proofs when we do this stuff. We don't just look at things and sort of imagine stuff. We come with a backing from geometric proofs.
Wouldn't that be a great way to see the curvature? Just to put a camera 100 meters further down and look at the risers. So you have
That
all
may
of them
be
in sight.
maybe a good idea, but what we're hoping to do is to be able to teach people the practical use of right line geometry.
Yeah.
Right, in Euclidean 3 space where we all live, we're going to show hopefully the practical use of Euclidean geometry through the use of right lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, if I can ask
step
the question...
step one, the first principles is to work out a straight line. Can you make a straight line? That's the test, right? That's the test we've set ourselves.
And you're going to make that straight line of what? Water?
Yeah. Yeah, because if
so
that's where you've got to go, right? That's the only place you can go to measure if there's any curvature or straightness, right?
How are you going to figure that out?
Geometry.
Yeah.
Using the proofs of geometry, yeah.
So we're just going to take a tape measure or a rod or something, or measure from the ground up, or what are you going to do?
Okay. Are you ready? You understand the principle of all of the water levels together and linked up, and when you fill it up, all 5 tubes, the water levels out.
Everything's okay.
Now, what you do is you get 2 and you shift it over. So right in the middle at the center, there are 2 sets of 100 meters, one from one level at one end and the other one from the other one at the other end. So there's in total 600 meters from one end of the water level to the other. And right in the center, there are 2 100-meter water levels, so 3 tubes that are interconnected. Well, they're not interconnected. They are together, right? To show that straight line in the middle has a shared straight line segment. And so if using the principles of Euclidean geometry, no 2 straight lines can share a common segment, is a proof within the geometry, right?
Is this going to be 2 individual tubes then?
It's going to be 2 individual 400-meter water levels.
Side by side, next to each other.
Well, no, 200 meters shared segment in the center.
Okay, yeah. But, so you're going to use geometry.
You like it?
I don't have it all in my head, but yeah, sure, it's okay. So
sounds good, doesn't it?
My question is
in principle, anyway. In principle, right? You can understand it, can you?
As long as the distances end to end is far enough, it's okay. Because you can't do this.
600 meters. Well, have you ever seen the Ruhif numbers?
No, but again, 600 meters sounds pretty great. Yeah, sure. So then you're going to use geometry to figure out if it's straight or not.
Well, that's how you do shapes and lines and figures, right? That is geometry. That's what geometry does.
You just do it the easy way and set a
geometry
camera up 100
specializes in that measurements and shapes.
Yeah.
Straight lines.
Or you just set a camera up 100 meters.
They're all defined, aren't they? They're all well defined, and especially when Ruhif gave us the numbers.
Could you please stop bringing Ruhif into this, please? He's not here.
These are his numbers, right? You can check them.
Yeah.
Ruhif just started them. Whatever helped out, Puppy Lover. There was a few others. People's Brad the Science Guy. Yeah, there's loads of you. I mean, you can check them. That's why I'm giving you them, so you can check them, right? Now they are a drop from horizontal, and as we've had everybody say, I mean, you've done surveying. If you're surveying and you're using a tool that establishes a horizontal, if there is a change in the vertical, what would you call that?
Well, again,
what would you call it?
Good question.
Do you not know?
if you want all of this to be a debate about semantics and definitions, well,
It's not a semantics. It's what would you call a measured change in the vertical when you are establishing
so we can
leveling?
say drop, we can say curvature, we can say a lot of things. But again, if I said the wrong thing, you're just going to be all over me. So why bother?
I'm not. I'm just asking you. Do you know? I will tell you if you don't.
Let's say drop or curvature. Choose one.
Elevation change.
No,
A
the
measured
can be the same.
change in the vertical when using a tool that establishes a horizontal. That is called an elevation change. That's the very principles of leveling. You measure a change in the vertical. That's what you do.
Yeah, but
Now-
it doesn't need to be elevation. It can be drop or curvature, elevation. Yes, it can be a lot of stuff.
Well, okay,
So,
but that's why we're saying that's why it's vital we get the Ruhif numbers involved in
yeah,
this.
but again,
They've put numbers to it. Now, what sort of accuracy do you think when you were leveling, when you were practically using the tools, how accurate could you get your measurements to?
also as I just said, just to point it out, we were never looking for curvature. Just to make that perfectly clear, this was built inside.
Yeah.
We didn't look for curvature.
Okay.
That wasn't why we were
Okay,
there.
so when you were trying to
Yeah,
establish
and
your
as I
levels,
also said, when we went from point A
how
to point
accurate
B,
were you?
when we
How
went from point
accurate
A
were
to
you?
point B, if we missed by a couple of millimeters or 1 millimeter or something, we did it again. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. So you would be able to measure 3.1 millimeters then, right? That's 200 meters.
But that was with a digital auto level. If you're
Okay.
going to do it with a tape measure or a meter stick or something, I don't know. Sure. 3.1 is quite big.
Have you ever heard of the law of communicating vessels and the tools
Back to that
involved in communicating vessels?
again. We didn't disagree
know how-
on that
do
one,
you kn-
Bev. Why
Do you know
going
how
back?
accurate they are?
That depends on the thickness of the tube and how viscous the
No, it
water is
doesn't.
and everything about that.
No, it doesn't.
If you have a small tube, you don't have the same accuracy as a big tube.
It doesn't mention anything like that in the
No,
tool.
but that's,
You should have had to look
fluid
at
dynamics for
it
you.
before.
That's fluid dynamics.
Okay. Well, one of the things that we've got is that they are accurate to a 50 millionth of an inch, I think. They come with like a little micrometer sort of thing involved with them. Go on, have a go. Google it. Right, so they're really, really accurate. Probably the most accurate things you can get.
Yeah.
One of the most
So
accurate tools.
when we
there are.
doesn't disagree on that one, as I asked you 10
so
minutes ago.
so then you can measure then, right, these distances, right? You say you could measure 3.1 millimeters as a vertical change, right, from the horizontal.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so then the Ruhif numbers come into play then, right? You'd be able to measure the drop of the water level because that's what these numbers are.
Yes, okay. I never denied it. Why do you stick
Brilliant.
on this? We never denied it. We agree
well-
on this one.
Yeah, okay. So when we go to prove our straight line in the straight line test, will you be bearing these numbers in mind
No,
to imagine a curve in those straight lines? Or
I probably won't remember those numbers, but that doesn't
Okay.
make any difference because you will see if you have a camera on the other end if it will curve or not.
no, we will geometrically be able to show the shared straight line segment.
Why
Like
do
you
it
know,
that
you
way?
do realize that there's no such thing as a dark shark. We did make that up as a joke for
Never heard
Ruhif.
of that.
You've never heard of the dark shark?
Nope.
It's what we term as a sighted water level. For people that want to be able to find curvature, the tool abusers we call it. You know, like when you get a professional tool and you call it making a tool out yourself, where you just use it completely wrong for the wrong purpose,
Yeah.
and you know,
As
yeah.
we also agreed on, surveyors know what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So
That's
why
what I'm
are you going
saying.
backwards?
I've done training. I have done a 2-year course in surveying.
Yeah.
So I've got a qualification. So I did actually do that. I mean, you just say you've got the practical experience.
Yeah, for 5 years.
Right,
And
so-
I said,
okay.
we agree surveying works. So why going backwards all the time? I really don't understand why.
So surveying measures the change in the vertical, right? As an
Yeah.
established
Yeah.
change in elevation. So when Ruhif gave us these numbers, is that what you think Ruhif gave us? That when he said that that's the drop of the water level, Jesse Kozlowski as well, that the water level drops from the horizontal at a rate of 8 inches times
Numbers
the
are
distance in
okay.
miles
Can we
squared.
please
You know,
step forward now? You're dug yourself in a hole. Get out of it, please.
I'm not. No. I'm just saying they're your numbers. They're not
Yeah,
mine.
but the 5th time. We don't need a 6th time, please.
Okay, so the straight line test. Then we'll go back to it. That when we have a water level of 400 meters,
Yeah.
and at one end, the far end doesn't drop, does it? There is no drop over the water level as it goes away from you.
From the first local horizontal, it will be a drop. Yeah.
We'll see it.
Back to that one. Yay!
Water level dropping,
From the first
right,
horizontal.
is what you call an elevation change, isn't it?
Again, back to semantics. From the first horizontal, it will drop.
Okay, you imagine that the water will measurably drop from the horizontal plane established.
Just end this with one simple word: curvature. That's it. The water will
That's
make
not
a
going to
curvature.
really. That's not really going to cut it
Well, yeah.
around here. That sort of a thing.
We don't
Well,
need all.
we
what
deal in
means what.
geometric proofs. You can't just use a word. Like that,
Exactly as I tried
you
to
say,
say, you can't
you
just
say
use a
we
word.
use semantics. That's ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous.
You just said what I has to say. You can't just use a word. You can't use horizontal or level or flat or anything. Just point the camera at the end and see that it's a curvature. That's it. Your job is done.
Agreeing. No, because that isn't what you do with surveying, right? You should know that. If you've had 5 years experience in surveying, then you should know that that using the tools that establish horizontal planes and actually measuring things is much better than just looking at something with a camera.
You're doing all
Right?
this just to do it, and what you're not looking for an end result or something. You're not trying to figure it out.
We're just going with right line geometry.
Yeah, but as I asked
Proving
you,
things for ourselves, yes.
yeah, you're just doing this to do it. You're not looking for some result or some kind or something end result.
A straight line.
What is
Straight
the
line.
goal or
Prove
purpose?
a straight line. To prove a straight line. To prove that right line geometry is the geometry of reality.
You're going to prove a straight line.
Yeah, geometrically you can. It's the only place that proof exists,
But
really, isn't it? Logical proofs.
Next question, where is that straight line going to be? What straight line are you going to find?
The water levels.
The top of the water in the tubes is going to make a straight line.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to fail.
What?
You're going to fail.
Do you want me to show you a plane in mathematics? Because we just use mathematic proofs, right? You're not.
Again,
you don't like mathematics.
As I said, Bev, please. This has nothing to do with words or definitions or anything.
Mathematics is you
This
have to have a basis of things to understand, and the proofs of the words comes from mathematics.
Yeah.
There's no other place to go.
No problem, Bev. Please, no problem. The thing is, if you are going to prove a straight line over those tubes of water, you are going to fail.
Okay, you say that.
Yeah.
Is that because you think that we should be able to measure, or there's a curvature? You think there's a drop or a hump?
I don't think. I know it's a curvature.
Right. Okay. So, okay then. Do you go with the drop or the hump? Which do you prefer?
None of them.
What?
I don't prefer none of them. I prefer curvature.
Yeah, okay, drop.
If you
Or
are
hump.
standing a few hundred meters apart, there's no hump between us. There's nothing such thing as a hump on a ball.
Okay, so it just drops then. It drops from both sides.
Also, as I said last time, use any word you like.
Have you heard of the skateboard paradox?
No.
No, I think I've done a thing. Yeah.
But as I just said, words doesn't make any change. The reality is what it is. So you can use all the words you like about reality. It doesn't make change. So if you want to use drop or elevation change or anything, it doesn't matter. It's still curvature.
That's not what the tool does, though, right? The actual surveying tool.
Yeah, but again, surveying words, and you're going to find that.
You know. Okay.
You're going to find that straight
just
on
a quick one. Just a quick one. How would you define curvature? Can you just have a go at that, please?
Define curvature.
Yeah.
A line not being straight? I don't know.
Oh.
Define curvature,
That's not really
not
very
flat.
well defined, is it?
I didn't give it a lot of thought, but yeah, not flat. Not straight.
Okay. How would you define straight?
Straight is straight. There's no definition for it. It's just straight. So,
Okay.
but again, I don't deny anything of how.
No, you've not got a definition for something, and then you say for curvature, it's not that you don't have a definition for. That doesn't sound. I know you did say you've never put any thought into it, but you're talking about curvature like quite heavily, and you're quite adamant that it's there, but you don't know how to define it. Like, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you say is there? When I say a straight line, you know what straight is. Doesn't need defining. You know what a horizontal plane is? That doesn't need defining at all. I've just asked you to define a curve, and you can't even define any curve. Never mind the one that you're imagining.
The only definition I had here was level, because many lot of people do think that
that's
level
not
means
a
flat,
circle.
only that,
That's
so,
a straight line.
Again,
Level is defined as a straight line.
words doesn't change reality. So just because the Earth is a globe, you can define anything you want. Yeah.
Dude, you didn't just pull out the Earth's a globe when you're talking about straight lines being straight, did you?
No.
Straight lines are defined as being straight, but
I didn't say anything about
Earth's
that.
a globe, so...
I don't say anything about that.
Yes, you did. You
I
just
just
pulled
said-
out an Earth is a globe.
Let me
Out your
repeat
back, you
myself.
started mantering.
Words doesn't change anything in reality, I said.
Yeah, but they do define reality. That's what we
Not
use
if you
words
misuse
for.
it. Not if you misuse it.
I'm not misusing the word horizontal.
No, but
Am I?
but you misuse the word level.
You are the one that just misused it.
No,
because you
because there's a
want to make
definition
it
for
a circle. It's not a circle.
There's a definition for it.
For level, yes, horizontal.
And following the curvature of the Earth.
But it says the curvature of the liquid parts.
Yeah.
And then just a few, like we did before, just a bit before, it says the liquid parts of the Earth's surface are a horizontal condition.
The liquid
So
parts is
therefore,
about
if it
70% of the
conforms
surface,
to
isn't
a
it?
horizontal condition, there is zero curvature. I mean, zero is an amount of curvature, isn't it? For it to conform to,
Please go
then
back a
it
bit.
could conform to that zero curvature, couldn't it?
Go back a few seconds. What did you say? Where do you find zero curvature? Where did you say?
In a horizontal plane. There's no curvature
Yeah, but again, that's
to a
words.
horizontal plane.
That's just
It
words.
doesn't
not reality.
curve at all.
That's
In
just
fact,
words.
any plane as mathematically defined, a two-dimensional surface,
So
does not have any curvature, does it?
this means that you can use the dictionary and be expert at just about everything. does
Just
it?
use maths, dude. Maths and geometry. I mean, how else do you want to define stuff? Especially shapes.
Yeah, but again, words doesn't change reality.
What's your reality?
Globe.
In your mind, but you've got nothing to back that up.
Yeah, but
You
also,
have to deny the obvious reality of level being horizontal.
just scroll back. Give me a couple of seconds, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna find that. But if we can't observe the Earth, we can't measure the Earth, we can't calculate the Earth and everything else. So all you have to go on is that water level test. You don't have anything else but that water level test to figure out something.
Dude,
So
what do you mean you can't? You just said you can't do things, right? Do you know the literal meaning of the word geometry?
This was something I asked you 2 nights ago and you don't remember it. Are you
Earth
serious now?
measure. So you can definitely measure the Earth. That's what surveyors do. I find it really hard to think that
Yeah.
you might have been a surveyor,
And
because
then,
you just literally said you can't measure the Earth, but you claim to have been a surveyor doing it for 5 years.
this was my words as your guys.
I've never said that, obviously. Why would I ever say that you can't do
Because-
something that you obviously can?
When I brought up that Struve geodetic arc, which is measuring, you
I've
guys
not
denying
looked at it. I've not looked at it. Like I say, we deal at local levels, like where we are, practical. That's all we do here.
Yeah, but then you're denying
Yeah.
all of these measurements of the Earth.
Have you actually done that? Do you have practical experience of doing what you claim
So
these
I need
people
to
are doing?
I need to do measuring of the Earth. Are you serious?
I'm just asking you. You could just answer me.
No, I have never measured the Earth. No.
Okay, well that's good. I've never measured it either.
Yeah.
Now I won't claim it's true because I've never done it myself. You will never hear me claim that it's definite because I haven't done it. That would be a ridiculous claim for me to make.
Other people have.
So you won't hear me claim that. Now, if you want to claim it, then you should really be open to people asking you questions about your claim. Shouldn't you?
But again, I can back it up with every observation I've done.
Every observation you've ever done.
Yeah.
What observations have you done?
Like the ones you tried your worst to rip apart last time.
What?
What? So you don't remember
Yeah.
48 hours ago?
No, I'm like, yeah, I've got a really bad memory. You want to see, you
Yeah,
want to
that's
see all
age.
of the stuff that's going on in my head, mate.
That's aged for you.
Like we do loads of stuff here. We've got all sorts of projects going. This
Yeah.
is like a design house. It's a workhouse. It's an idea factory. This place round here never stops.
Yeah.
Go on, you'll have to give us a refresh.
I showed you these photos of my wind turbines. And I also showed you that photo
Photos.
of
That's
the,
not a measurement, though, is it?
showed you the photo of the
just the
horizon
photos.
across that straight edge.
Show us you could show us your holiday photos as well.
Yeah. So I said,
Well,
we can't
I
observe
don't know.
the
It's
Earth.
like I said. I think I said, has Ranty shown you how to do that? Because you can't claim to be the king of optics just by looking at photos. I mean,
Yeah.
please don't start putting rulers on the photos that you're looking at, and don't stare at photos
This
for
is
too long.
why I'm going back to what I said for a few minutes ago. We can't observe the Earth, and you deny measurements. And
What? What
Stru-
measurements?
Struve
What
geodetic
measurements
arc.
do I deny?
Struve geodetic arc.
Please, which measurements do I deny?
Struve geodetic arc.
33 meters. Oh no, wait a minute, that's a good one. I like that. No, there's no measurements. Like it's just a number.
What?
I'm asking you which measurements do you're saying that I deny measurements?
Yeah.
Which measurements do I deny?
And I said the Struve geodetic arc.
And like I say, I've never looked at it.
Yeah. Please do.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm denying it. It just means I've never looked at it. And I can't do it for myself. So I'm not denying it. Please don't put words into my mouth. I won't do the same to you, Tommy.
You've never done it for yourself, so you just, yeah. Well, there's a map in there
well, I
now
haven't.
for
That's a true statement, isn't it?
triangulation between this northern Norway and the Black Sea. It's on Arabic or something, I don't know, but that's where they went. And they found the curvature.
Okay. How did they find the curvature? Please run us through the method that they employed when they did that.
Triangulation, surveying.
Triangles with straight sides.
Straight sides.
Yeah. Okay.
But seriously, you're a surveyor. Have you ever had straight sides like 60, 60, 60 when you're triangulating?
Well, you want to get them as even as possible, don't you? The angles. You don't want to be using
As
an
even
out
as
of
possible,
proportion
sure.
triangle. Definitely, whenever you're using triangulation. Yeah, but you're always straight-sided triangles. I'd agree with that. I mean, that works perfectly with right line geometry,
Click on that
right?
picture
Straight
and make it
lines.
bigger.
We love straight lines, and the mathematical proofs that state a triangle always, like without fail, has 180 degrees. No more, no less, ever.
On a flat surface,
Because that's how a triangle's defined, isn't it?
On a flat surface, yeah.
Just a triangle.
Again, if you click on that picture, you can see the bigger version of it. So you can see there are lots of triangles.
So a load of triangles
Yeah.
they've got. They started off with a baseline, and they triangulated loads of triangles together, right? Along that line.
And again, these were surveyors. I think they know what they did.
Yeah, they made a load of straight line triangles. Yeah, I get it.
And along that way, they found, it says 26.43 degrees of curvature.
Do you think? What do you think they were measuring when they were doing the actual surveying, measuring the triangles?
They found curvature. That was they was going to do.
Is that what they were looking at? Do you think?
Yep.
Or do you think they were looking at something else while they were also doing that?
That's what they were looking for.
Oh, they weren't looking at any lights in the sky whenever they were doing anything. They were just triangulating triangles together all the way across, right?
Surveying.
Yeah.
Yeah, as surveyors do.
Yep.
Yeah. So if they have a baseline,
so they just made a load of triangles and used a load of straight line triangles, and they connected all of those up all the way along there. And you say they came to the end and decided. Oh,
decided? Who said decided?
Well, I don't know. What are you saying?
Found.
They found. What did they find?
Again, you're a surveyor. If you're going out for surveying something and you've done your surveying, you don't decide what you have found. You have found something, you calculated it. The result, you don't decide the result, do you?
Okay, so do you imagine that you can use straight line triangles actually, have you ever heard of Gaussian curvature?
Gaussian. Gaussian curvature or something.
It's Gauss. Have you heard of Gauss?
Gauss, also in distortions on Photoshop elements, but no.
Oh, right. Well, Gauss, he was a famous mathematician. And as all mathematicians, they always go for geometry. It's the age-old problem. When I say problem.
Yeah.
What Gauss decided was that you could tell the curvature of the shape that you were on because you by the amount of angles within a triangle measured upon the surface. And it turns out that if it's on 180 degrees straight line triangle, that's Euclidean 3 space, and therefore on a plane.
That depends on the size, doesn't it?
Well, in maths, in reality, and obviously in reality, because that's what we talk about when we maths. You know what 3 non-collinear points would make if you join
I'm
them up?
not a mathematician, so we don't need to go that way.
Okay, well, 3 non-collinear points would turn into 3 coplanar points. So that's like means that a triangle, whenever you make 3 points and join them up together to do surveying and measure the angles, they always have 180 degrees. So you can't use triangles of 180 degrees to prove that the triangles don't have 180 degrees. Sounds a bit ridiculous, I know, but I mean, that's just maths.
Yeah, but when MC Toon made his flight charts over a globe with 3 90 degrees angles, 3 straight lines with 90 degree angles, this is what it ended up with like someone had in chat there now.
Do you say McToon?
MC Toon, not Mactoon, MC Toon.
It is, mate. It's McToon. He's Scottish.
No, he is a rapper.
He's not. He's not an MC. Definitely not. He
he's the
said he's not an MC.
He's the worst
Definitely.
rapper in the world.
He's not.
But again,
He's not even that.
that triangle doesn't.
That isn't. Yeah, that's not straight lines, right? They are not straight lines. And then you have just said that you're not a mathematician, right? So please don't go to areas that people are feeding you. Who have you got helping you? Anyone?
No one. Is that a straight
Well,
road?
yeah, I'd say. Well, don't accept help from McToon, because McToon drawing lines on balls doesn't prove anything
Also,
geometrical.
as I said
and
48 hours ago,
it
you pull in a whole lot
definitely
of people, but I
doesn't
can't.
help you prove spherical geometry.
As I said 48 hours ago, you pull in a whole lot of people, but I can't. I see that. That's kind of cute. Is that a straight road or not?
Oh, it's got look at the bumps in it.
Is it straight?
It's a lumpy, bumpy road.
Is it straight?
It's a lumpy, bumpy road.
Yeah,
It's
of
not
course
straight,
you won't
is
answer.
it?
This is
That's
what I
not-
asked for.
That's
Is it
not
straight?
a straight.
Huh?
That's not a straight line,
Okay.
is it? No, you can see all the lumps and bumps in it.
So definitions of straight can
you-
be different.
No, straight is straight, and that is not straight.
It can be straight in the left or right, but it's not straight up and down.
No, it's not. It's not straight. Now, if you were to draw a straight line from the start of it to the end of it, then that would be straight. But that
Yeah.
would be the straight line that you draw from the start to the end of it.
But that you can do with any curved or a lump of yarn. You can have two ends with a straight line between. So yeah,
Dude, that's not straight. That's that's Xanic levels of incompetence.
but then we have to go to the definition of straight, don't we? But again, you can have triangles.
Okay, then if you want to go to the
No,
definition of
we
straight,
don't need
then
to. You can
yeah,
disagree
we
on that
go
one.
to Euclidean geometry. I mean,
But that's why you can have a triangle.
sorted in there.
You can have a triangle with more than 180 degrees as long as it's on not a
Can't.
flat
A
surface.
triangle. There's a proof in mathematics. Triangles only have 180 degrees.
Then you're back to all the. And again, I'm not a mathematician, but there's something with that Euclidean stuff and something else on a globe, and you can have you can have a triangle on a globe. That's possible.
You dude, you haven't got the magic wand you think you have round here. That's not going to work.
I'm not going to say I have one, but again,
Okay, well, like
you can have
dude,
a
there
triangle.
are no globe geometers. They don't exist. Don't pretend you are one.
I never said I was.
It just doesn't happen. We just deal with reality, and let's just
yeah,
just
the
go
reality
from there.
is when you have that water level, you won't find a straight curve. That's it.
You won't find a straight curve.
Straight curve.
'cause
Sorry.
there's no such thing.
Yeah, you find one for the straight line. That was. Yeah, you won't find a straight line. Sorry. You won't find a straight line across those water
We
tubes.
will find
That's
a
what I'm gonna say.
horizontal plane.
Oof. That
Yeah,
was a blunder.
you're right. We will find a horizontal plane.
Anyone, please
Look up-
cut that one.
Look up the law of communicating vessels, please.
Yeah, but again, words doesn't change reality, does it?
No, reality is reality. There's
Yeah.
only one reality.
Yeah, and that reality is when you have those water tubes,
We-
you will find that they're not
We
a straight
use
line.
words to describe it, dude.
But
don't we?
as I just said, when you set up that water tube, you will find that you are not a straight line. So again, we don't need any definitions for any words or anything. As long as you have 400 meters of water tube, which will then have a 3.1 millimeter difference, you won't find a straight line. That's it. Simple as that.
Right. Well, when the paradox of the skateboard paradox that leaves you with the drop or the hump. It's like a logical paradox, right? I can't understand how you keep trying to miss it. You keep trying to avoid it
I never
as
heard
though
of that
it's
skateboard paradox. So
semantical, right?
what is
It's
it?
not. It's a logical paradox that you guys have.
Yeah, but I never heard of it. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, let me see if I can find some pictures.
But
for
again,
you.
a paradox is also just words.
Trying to make a brew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Rob, this is a 1v1, Rob.
Yep. I'm just coming in to say hi.
All right.
Hey,
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
thank you. Hump.
Yeah.
Gently's channel. Hump.
Yeah. Oh, we like the big pop of the
Hump
P
day.
at the end. Right,
Yeah, but
so
again, hump, drop, tangent. Yeah, sure.
see these two guys here. You've got
Yeah.
the east side DP and the west side Guru.
DP is.
Now they're both, obviously, one's on the east side and the other one's on the west side, looking at each other. Right now, they're seeing a drop, right? That's what you say, according to your model.
If they are looking to each other, is the drop between them? Sorry, they won't see each other.
Yeah, but there isn't. That's what you imagine, right? Is there's a drop? Yeah.
Curvature, yeah, just call it curvature. You don't call it drop or curvature or hump or whatever.
Okay, so there you go. They're both together. This time we've swapped it up.
Yeah,
Got a turban nug and Chihuahua on a skateboard. It's Rob Dessie's at. Right, so they're both looking at each other. And there's a drop in the middle. Oh, see, now Gently's channel's got a different one. He's got a hump. See, there you go. There's perfectly explained. Well done, Gently. Thank you very much.
yeah.
The top picture describes the drop that you imagine, but when you get two of them together, right, looking at each other, you've then got to go to the hump, like Gently's describing, right? That's the paradox. That's the logical paradox that you've got.
But again,
Explained perfectly by the skateboard paradox, right? Because at one end of the bridge, you're going downhill. And if at the other end, you're going downhill, but you can't go to a drop in the middle at the bottom in the middle.
Excuse me,
So you've got to go to the hump in the middle. I mean,
how are you going downhill from both sides? You're not going
you're
downhill.
not going downhill. That's why we've put the horizontal on our picture. See that as well there. Gently's channel,
again,
he's put that in.
this,
He's
I
got a
think,
chord, right? And I know you're not very good at the geometry because you have said that, but you see the fact that he's put a
I
chord.
said I'm not an expert, but
Yeah,
again,
do you know what a chord is?
yes, it's a chord line down there. Yeah,
Do you know what it is though, a chord?
that will be in the triangle I had from one point to another through the earth.
Okay, now look at you, Ranty. Ranty's telling you some globe head
Yeah.
geometry.
But again, Bev, please.
There are no chords in spherical geometry. They only exist in Euclidean geometry, chords.
Yeah, but again,
So
you have
if
all these-
Gently's put a chord there, then he's obviously talking about Euclidean geometry. And you know
Bev.
what happens in Euclidean geometry? Boats don't float on balls
Seriously, Bev.
because water isn't curved in reality, Euclidean 3 space.
Just to
that we
repeat
live in.
myself for the nth time, this is all you guys do. You have words play and definitions and drawings with words on it and different stuff. So, after you have done that water
Just
level
logic
test,
and reality, dude. That's all we're doing. You're not happy with it.
words isn't reality. So,
Fill in your own excuses then for what
no.
you're dealing with. Oh, look at Gently's doing a triangle trick. Are you happy with that one? Do you like that? Do you know what he's doing?
I have no
That's the perfect maths set according
I
to
have
Fight
no
the
idea
Flat
about
Earth.
cosinus and sinus and yeah. But
Whoa,
serious
bit
question.
above your pay grade, is it?
Not everyone's a mathematician. So sorry.
Okay.
Serious question. After you have done that water level test, and you have measured and found and seen that the middle one is taller than the others, what are you going to do?
I will go and find somebody else that has a 400-meter water level. Go and join up with them. Help them prove the same. We'll just repeat.
Okay?
Yeah, because that's another one of the. You like science, don't you? Isn't that one of the things? Repeatable, isn't that one of the?
It's not that I like science. I don't care too much about it in that way that I'm fanatic about it. Science is okay, but science works.
Yeah. Well, after we've established the horizontal, the water level can establish a horizontal. Then what we'll do is we will go to somewhere like Bedford and set up some boards horizontally and look at it over a large distance to see what happens and optical drop, and we'll see.
Not
We'll
at
be
the
able to
waterline,
do that
yeah?
because we'll be absolutely certain that we're on a horizontal plane
but
with
you're
all
not
of
going to do
the
that.
markers.
You're not going to do that in the water. You're going to be a few feet above the water, hopefully.
Yeah, you don't do anything in the water, do you?
As the Bedford level did in the water, just above the water.
Who did?
Bedford. You said you're going to Bedford.
Oh, I've already been.
Yeah. So the Bedford level experiment, the first one, was done just inches above the water.
Experiment.
Call it what you want. That was done.
Yeah,
just
go on. We'll start off with the
original one.
Naturally observed phenomena.
Robotham was
yeah.
And he did it.
If you want to call it an experiment, go on. What's the naturally observed phenomena that he started off with?
Call it what you want, please. But that was just inches above the water. You're not going to do that.
We did. That's what we did when we went.
Dead in the middle of refraction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think Robotham actually did what he claims to have done?
As far as I read about the experiment, it was just a few inches above the water.
His telescope.
Just a few inches above the water. That was all.
Yeah. How good was his telescope?
I don't know.
Do you know?
But again, the
Do you think it was better than a P1000?
The optics wouldn't do anything about refraction.
Do you think that what Robotham has claimed to have used when he was doing his observation...
Was it better than a P1000? What would have been better than? P1000 is a shitty camera.
It would have been better.
In what way?
Well, like, he was in the water, inches above the water, claiming to have done something. Now, we have been there with a P1000 inches above the water.
Yeah.
Do you think which one's best? Robotham's telescope or the P1000? Which one would you reckon?
Better in which way?
For seeing, looking down the canal.
Yeah, the P1000.
Yeah, because that's what he was doing, right?
Yeah. What zoom do we have on a P1000?
125 times.
What does that?
Optical.
Yeah. So in millimeters of focal length, what would that be?
I haven't got a clue.
They say about 3,000 millimeters. You know why that is?
I don't know. What did Robotham have?
I don't know, but I know what the P1000 is.
Okay.
The P1000 has a...
What did Robotham see?
Let me please explain a bit about the P1000, which you said is so good. The P1000...
No, it's just like, dude, it's my lad's camera, right?
Yeah.
Then he's got the footage from it.
Yeah?
So, okay, now
So
that's established,
the
right? There is
no.
footage
You said
for
better.
my lad on Bedford Level Canal with a P1000 inches above the surface of the water,
Yeah?
right? With somebody in a boat going away, traveling, moving
Yeah.
away. Right now,
It's okay.
that footage is there. It's viewable. It's seeable. Now,
Yeah.
what do you imagine, or maybe maybe they took some pictures or something when Robotham, because you're the one that brought the Bedford levels up.
You said you've been to Bedford, yeah.
What have you got to say what Robotham did when he was claimed to have done what he did, right? What's the story behind it? What are you bringing with Robotham by mentioning the Bedford levels?
Because you said we were going to Bedford, and I just asked if you're going to keep a few feet off the water and not just inches, as he did.
No, that was a completely different thing. You're
me asking
thinking on the water. I'm talking about a completely different optical test, because that's where the bank is that we will be able to use.
On the bank, yeah,
right,
sure,
it's the
that's
strongest, straightest thing for us
Yeah.
to be able to use.
better. A bank is
3
a whole lot
miles.
better
Yeah.
than being in the water. That's what.
So for the opticals, right? But you claimed that Bedford, right? It is a canal.
Yeah.
That is a
Bedford
6
Canal.
6 mile stretch of canal
Yeah.
in a straight line, dead straight,
So
dead
that's,
straight line,
That's when I asked if you were going to stick
dead straight.
inches of the water.
in both ways, really.
Yeah. So that's
Dead straight line and a horizontal plane as well.
Yeah. So sure. So that's when I asked if you're going to stick down in the water like he did, because he was inches off the water in the middle of refraction.
And what do you think he saw?
Longer than he should, because refraction.
You think he saw further than
Yeah.
he should?
Yeah.
Well, you'd be sorely mistaken. That isn't what happens when you are so
So
close
why
and you
was
have
it
such a
disproved at
limited
least 2 or 3
angle
times
for
after?
your view. You soon enter the mirroring stage. Now that it doesn't mean it's going over a curve or it's dropping away.
But again, it's a zoom. Let's go back to that P1000 so you understand reality. P1000 has a said to be 3,000 millimeter zoom. Oh, it's so gorgeous. The thing is, the physical zoom of that camera is 560 millimeters or something like that, because the
Dude,
chip,
there's no need for you to go and do this.
the
I mean,
chip inside that camera is
it's
a
my
fingernail.
son's
It's
camera,
small.
and
Yeah.
when I bought it, I asked them. I said, "What can I expect? Right? Can we get anything close to this?" And the fella said, "Not a chance. You would have to pay thousands for lenses, and you would have to have different swappable lenses. There is no other camera that's comparable to the P1000 for this price." And I went, "Okay, then that will do."
Do you know what a crop factor lens is? A crop factor sensor is?
I haven't got a clue.
Oh, precisely. If
Do you have a P1000?
As I said last time, I'm pushing that button on a camera for 20 plus years. I know how it works.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so what camera do you own?
as of now, I have 3 or 4 cameras actually. The one I use most is the
Very
Canon
good.
EOS 70 Mark
You
II.
must have a lot of money.
No, I've saved over the years. All my cameras except one I've sold. I sold one. Other than
Well,
the other, yeah.
you've said you've got 3 or 4.
Yeah. And I sold one and I kept the rest
Okay.
over the years.
Okay, so you've got a lot of cameras.
That's
That's nice.
3, 4, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
What's the best one? What's the best
As of,
one with the biggest magnification zoom lens you've
Cameras
got?
doesn't do that. Lenses do that.
Okay, what's the biggest lens you've got then? Come on.
100 to 400. And again, that's what I'm going to talk about.
100
The
to
P1000.
400.
Can I-
Zoom.
Can I have the word for just a few seconds, please?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why flat earthers think that P1000 is such a great camera is because of that zoom. But
Why are you talking about flat earthers, dude?
Can you please
You
stop
you
interrupting?
told me, you just told me before, right, to not mention Ruhif because he wasn't here. Now, why are you mentioning flat earthers? Are you that bigoted? You just have to keep bringing them up.
Okay, strike that one. Yeah. So, the P1000 has a physical optical zoom of around 560 millimeters because that crop factor sensor is the sensor inside is tiny as your pinky fingernail or something. So that means that zooming is effectively a lot larger. If you take all that optics and put on a full frame camera, you have a 500 millimeter zoom. So it's a shitty camera in all sense and purposes. But because you have that,
My lad likes it.
of course, I wouldn't.
Have you ever seen the have you ever seen a Fata Morgana sunset?
I said sunset with some distortion to it, yeah.
Right. So have you seen them? Have you got a film?
No.
No.
We don't have those conditions in
that?
Norway.
Okay. You don't get those conditions.
I don't think so.
Well, we did.
But I live in
And
in coast.
if we
so-
hadn't have got the P1000 and we hadn't have had the P1000, we wouldn't have took the shot. So it depends, doesn't it? It depends what you're after. I mean, it depends what you call value of, and what you call and what you want out of the thing.
You could have used any
it's-
camera and then cropped it.
I couldn't have got any camera because you can't get the zoom with any camera.
No, but as I said, you can take any camera and then you can crop the photo afterwards. That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
The details will be missed when you crop
It's a
it.
fantastic piece of kit that's allowed us to take some shots. Like, I mean, Isle of Man, 85 miles away. What's the furthest shot you've ever seen?
The wind turbines were about 68 kilometers away.
85 miles.
Yeah, but
That beats you, doesn't it?
I can still have details at a distance, but I just have to crop it. No problem.
Yeah.
Zooming is magic now.
No, it's not that that's the thing. It's the ability for you to see things that you would never have been able to even imagine before with a camera that has such a zoom.
Again, zooming isn't magic, so I can do the same with my camera and just crop it afterwards. And I still think the image quality
dude,
is better
I
than
don't
what it
want
is.
to. I don't want to sell the P1000 for Nikon.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs it, to be honest. I think it does it well enough for itself. But the fact that you're trying to diss a camera that's been made by Nikon, I mean, like, why are you doing that? I mean, does that not seem a little bit... I mean, nobody's claiming anything, right? The only people that claim things about pictures are you guys. I'm Ranty, obviously. Ranty now, right? We don't... They're just pictures. They are literally just pictures. No, we don't put rulers on them or anything. We just look at things and go, wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice picture.
When you take a picture of something at a distance, it's nice and clear without distortions or anything. Wouldn't that prove something to you?
It's a nice picture.
Yeah.
Normally, what we say.
Because
yeah. That's a nice picture.
If those turbines of mine were full of distortions and stuff, we wouldn't use those. Just like that, you have seen that Skunk Bay video, have you?
Yeah, have you seen the Nugget, the Blackpool Nugget.
Don't
Yeah.
sound familiar.
You know, it looks a bit like Skunk Bay a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
So
the
that's-
South Blackpool moving up and down.
Yeah, that's how distortions work. So you
Yeah.
just can see in a photo or video that there is distortions. When there's
Yeah,
distortion
you
in
can
the air,
see,
the
you can
picture
see
gets-
that. You can see that definitely through the camera.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've been to Bedford. We've had the
So,
camera
when-
inches away from Bedford as the guy's going away in the dinghy. Right, we've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 48 hours
So are
ago,
most people that are in here. They've also seen the similar. They've
40
seen it, the same video.
48 hours ago, when we looked at my photos of those turbines, there really isn't much distortions going on in either of them. So when you guys say that is refractions and all of these things happening through the air, that the atmosphere plays havoc on something, that would show in a photo, most definitely.
Yeah, photos. That's what photos do. Photos show things, don't they? They
Yeah,
take
but again-
like a snapshot, a freeze frame.
I don't know if it's you who said it. You have somewhere the same voice as someone else in there, but that other guy said something about the atmosphere plays havoc on photos.
I don't think it'd have been anybody in here.
48
We don't
hours ago
use
said
that. It's
that.
a dirty word. The air,
Yeah.
the low air, heavy water laden air. Yeah, I'd
So
say that.
would water make
Definitely.
any difference?
Pardon?
You said water in the air,
Yeah, water laden air. Yeah,
Yeah.
heavy water laden air.
as in fog type.
No, no, the water that causes a haze, the water that
Haze,
causes
yeah.
the mirror.
Haze, fog is not the same. Probably some difference in English, yeah.
No,
But I tested
no.
that one.
Have a look. Have a look in the live chat.
Yeah.
You see that? See that mirroring? That's not water.
That's haze.
That isn't water.
Now that's mirror. That's something of the again. Those are distortions of the camera. You can see there are distortions.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. That's
Yeah.
what we do. We look at. That's what we look for in the camera. And guess what? With the P1000, it's there always. Because
Yeah.
you have the focal length to be able to get into that bit that you can't normally see.
Yeah, but again, when you have a proper camera with a proper sensor inside it, you can crop out and see exactly the same.
What is it that you're seeing? What is it that you imagine you're seeing?
If I stand beside you when you shot that photo with my camera, even though it's only a 400, because of my crop factor lens of 1.6, that's a 640mm lens. And if I cropped my photo to match yours, I would probably still have a better quality photo than you have.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah, you would.
that chip inside that P1000 is a shitty little thing, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, my lad's happy with it though.
Yeah, of course.
You see the places he's got with it,
But-
where he's been. Have you ever been to Bedford Levels?
Would you think any?
My lad has. That camera took him there.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen
never been in
anything
England.
85 miles away? Well, guess what? We went to the top of the local hill and saw
Yeah.
it. We got there. That was the camera that did it.
Yeah,
Camera
sure.
took us there. The cameras took us to Southport
do you think
to
you ever
take
would see?
pictures of Blackpool Tower.
Do you think you ever will see a professional photographer with a P1000?
I don't know. Why would you? Are you saying my lad has to be a professional photographer?
Stop bringing your lad into this place.
Well, no, we're just talking about a P1000 right
Yeah.
now. What is your beef with the camera?
It's a shitty camera.
Or okay, brilliant. You don't have one, do you?
No, I wouldn't have it.
Okay,
Listen, to be
brilliant.
fair-
Well, that's good. Also,
yeah.
right now, do you have a problem with somebody else having one of these cameras that you consider shitty?
I don't have problem with it on the persons.
Okay, then. So you just have a problem with the camera. Take it up with Nikon. I don't give a shit.
if I was standing next to you on that hill and I took a picture of the same thing, I would also see the exact same distance. You don't see further with a P1000. That's not how it works.
Who said you did?
You said it something 80
No,
miles because of that camera.
You've just seen it. You've just said that. I didn't say it. I said we have seen something with that camera.
Because of that camera.
Through the lens of that camera. Now, when we were stood there looking with our eyes, we couldn't see it.
You said because
so
of
the
that
camera gave us the ability to see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said because of that camera, but it's not magic.
Yes, because of the camera.
Yeah.
Had we not had the camera, we wouldn't have been able to see it.
Well,
in regards to the Fata Morgana, if it hadn't been for us starting the Try Thinking channel up and having the camera, we wouldn't have gone to Southport Beach to take the TT shot with the silhouettes and then go, oh my God, what's that? What's going on there?
But again, you can't say because of the camera. That's wrong.
Definitely for that one. You're absolutely Logos driven all the way, 100%. We were meant to be there, and we were meant to be there with a P1000.
Yeah. But then I have a suggestion for you. A serious one. When you do that water level test, take that camera and place it 100 or 200 meters down range from that and just look over it. Zoom into each one of those.
It's a water level test, right?
Yeah.
The principles of the law of communicating vessels and the beauty of a water level means you don't have to sight it. You can be confident that without a line of sight, you can be confident and sure that a horizontal plane will be established through all interconnecting vessels.
Yeah, back to that one, as I never disagree on. But as a serious test note, just try that, please.
Try looking at it.
From one end. Not dead.
Taking some pictures. Yeah, I mean, like he'll be there taking pictures all day.
Yeah. So just set it in
That's what he does. He's on the camera. Yeah.
So just set it in line with the water test, not perpendicular to it, but in line, 100 or 200 meters down the road, or whatever you are. Just look along those tubes.
And you think it'll be dropping from either end?
You will see the middle and the two in the other middle will be higher than the one on the ends, yeah.
Be higher. The middle will be higher.
As I said, when you're standing at one end looking along that line, yes.
I thought it drops if you're standing at one end. It's only if you get somebody on the other end, it turns into a hump. Do you not know your models yet?
But of course, the one in the middle will be higher than the two others if you have a camera at the end.
No, you need to have a hump. They're all dropping, don't they? Like on your one person model, the water level drops because you're always on the top of the ball. Everywhere it drops away from you, right?
We're talking about 3.1 millimeters, wasn't it? So if you have that camera...
A drop? Yeah, that was a drop from horizontal. Not a raise. That was a drop from horizontal over 200 meters.
Yeah, stop with the words and semantics, please. So when you
have
words,
this is geometry, dude. Just stop saying that.
Yeah.
This is mathematics and geometry.
Yeah. Can I please continue?
It's the most exact thing there is. This is where proofs were generated, right? This is where the basis of mathematics comes from.
Yeah.
The proofs gained from this, logical proofs from reality.
Can I please continue?
Yeah.
Thank you. So when that camera is on a tripod, let's say 100 or 200 meters in line with that water tube test, and if you lift or drop that camera with a centimeter or something, it will either be a drop or a hump, because then it will look at that water from different angles. That's perspective for you. So if you have it in line with both ends, the top will be higher. If it's in line with just the front one, the other one have a drop. That's just raising and lowering the camera with, let's say, a centimeter or something. Not more than that.
Sorry.
But that's from...
Gently's put a thing about the water level, just in case you thought it wasn't, tests weren't being done. Gently's done a thing there.
Just to point something, as I got a hell of a lot of beating for when I first did this with my water tubes. When you have a thin tube like that, it will have that meniscus. So either use wide bottles or a wider tube, so you don't have that meniscus problem. Because that's going to ruin a couple of millimeters.
Yeah. Like, you don't think that's... I mean, what do you think that is? The Gently's got there.
I see some tubes with water, yeah, but...
What do you think they are, though? I mean, it's just 5 tubes with some water in. What do you think it is?
I don't know. Tubes of water.
Oh. Just
Is there any distance
tubes,
between them?
just like straws.
As long as it's cropped, that I don't know. I can't
No?
assume anything.
I mean, why do you think he'd be posting it?
I don't know. I don't assume anything.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So it's really weird what some people do.
What's the distance between them?
He's even wrote like water is level and horizontal, as if he's like a special person.
What's the distance between them?
When he's just cropped a photo that you doesn't actually explain anything.
What's the distance?
It's really
between them?
weird.
What is the distance between the tubes?
Which tubes? There, look at they're close together. Them ones, aren't they?
Yeah, but as I said, those tubes are small and you have that meniscus problem. If you have wider tubes, you don't have that problem. That's it.
Yeah. You still get a meniscus.
Because
Don't
the
you?
tubes are
Capillary
small
action
and-
will always draw the liquid up to this on the surface at the side.
Yeah, but you have less
Through
problem
capillary
if the
action.
tubes
Yeah, it
are
always
larger.
happens.
Or if you have
Yeah, we can-
take a bottle cap and just cut off the bottom of a bottle and turn it upside down like I did. So you won't have that problem as much.
Wow, you seem to know a lot about communicating vessels.
I figured that out first time I was there because I had tinier tubes and there was a meniscus.
How big was your tube then?
First one was
How long?
is the diameter. The first one was about
How long?
3-4 meters the first time, but again there was a problem with the meniscus. The length doesn't say
There's a
anything about the
problem
meniscus.
with the meniscus.
Huh?
No, it's the same. It's the same tube. It'll have the same meniscus on each side. Water will always even out, won't it?
That's why the length doesn't matter. It's the diameter.
No, the diameter doesn't matter either.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't.
If you have a smaller tube like I had first time at 10 millimeters, you have a huge meniscus.
It'll just take longer to equalize, but it will equalize.
But look in that photo, the top one without the red ones. When you have a thinner tube, the tension of the water will make a meniscus. If you have a larger tube, you don't have a problem.
Dude, we are testing water levels now. What do you want to know about them? Because we can tell you. What sort of a difference do you think there is in between a 3mm tube ID and a 5mm tube ID? What do you think?
3 or 5 millimeters, yeah, we will have that tension in the water, what you call surface tension. So the smaller the tube, the larger problem we have with the meniscus. And I didn't know that the first time I did this, so I got my ass kicked for that.
So what's the difference between the meniscus in a 3mm tube and the meniscus in a 5mm tube?
That's so small.
With regards to them, the water leveling out.
I can't calculate it, but again, the first time I used that 10mm, and then there was a meniscus AF, so I switched up to a 15mm tube with 2 bottles at the end, and you won't have that problem. It's just water tension, surface tension. That's it.
Yeah, like I say, have you looked up the law of communicating vessels yet?
I know what
because
it means.
you keep saying this and you keep acting as though you are not knowledgeable about these sort of things, right?
Because I learned from the first time I was out. Simple as that.
When you were out where?
At the end of the world with my observations.
At the end of the world.
That's his name, actually. The end of the world. That's his name. Where I have this wind turbines at a distance.
Okay. Have a look in the chat now then. Have a look in the chat.
Yeah, that's
See
better.
that?
When you have
What do you
wider
mean that's
tubes,
better? That's better than what?
then the tubes are a small size.
That's just part of the testing we're doing.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say it again. Have you looked up the law of communicating vessels yet?
No, because we don't disagree on that.
Okay. So given the fact that you can see from that we know what water levels are.
Yeah.
And we obviously know more than you about the law of communicating vessels. And we've also tested different types of tubes and different temperatures and different conditions and different sizes and different makes, obviously, and equipment to stop the leaking and all of that, because that's what we do. We test stuff thoroughly because we want to do stuff properly.
Cool. Nice.
Right. So given that we already know, right? So can you now please stop the condescending tone with you trying to teach us something, right?
Because
you wanted to come and ask us questions, didn't you?
Because the two first pictures there from Gently's channel show a meniscus on thin tubes. That's it.
Yeah, that's because Gently, like you say, he doesn't give you any context. Gently doesn't even know what it is. He's just picked a picture up, right, of some testing that we were doing, and he's imagined that it proves that water level isn't horizontal, because he doesn't understand anything that's been going on. But that's Gently, right? So you've got to be very careful about what you read and what you look at, especially within pictures from people that are butthurt about reality.
Yeah.
Please don't take what they say about us genuinely, because they've not been round to ask about the test properly. They don't understand what we've been doing. We've been out on the canal like quite often.
Yeah.
Live. People have been able to come in and talk to us as we're out there in the field doing these tests. Auto levels, water levels, and water levels. We've done multiple different tests out in the field.
Yeah.
Yep. We do have practical experience. We have people that are very practical in what they do.
These vessels are communicating.
What are you doing now?
That one is just, if you have a normal, what do you call it, sucking something liquid in the mouth, straw, there's a straw. You put that in the water, and the water will rise above that level in the glass or whatever.
That, as we keep saying, do you know what's going on in that picture? Do you want to have a go and explain it?
I know what it's called in Norwegian. It's called hårrør, also hair tube, something. That's the surface tension of the water.
Okay, so that's not water level, is it? And that isn't the law of communicating vessels, is it? Because like you said, it depends on the diameter of the tube.
Yeah.
And it definitely cannot have a different diameter, can it?
That's what it said.
Especially when you start getting down to the capillary action.
Capillary, thanks. Yeah, capillary, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the meniscus of it. Every liquid has a meniscus, a curve, where it will pull up the surface. Now, once you start narrowing the diameter of the tube so that meniscus, or that little curvature, starts meeting each other, then it's called capillary action, where the water will rise up the tube of its own accord due to this meniscus effect, the capillary pull of the water up the side of the surface of the tube.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about the first Gently channel photo, with that water was not level in the tubes. That's because of the tubes are too thin. That's exactly what I'm going to show.
No, that wasn't what was going on there. That wasn't what was going on when Gently was doing that test. It wasn't. Or is that what you think? Okay.
You saw that the one was
So
crooked.
you've seen that picture of 5 tubes next to each other,
You saw,
and you've come to a conclusion, like gently, have you, that you've decided what was going on.
you can see the middle one
in
there.
that
The water
picture.
is crooked. It's tilted.
Which
Water is tilted.
Are you going back to my picture now?
The two from Gently's channel with the 5 tubes. You can see the middle one there. The water is tilted. So something is going on because of the surface tension. That's when I pointed out that thinner tubes.
Do you think all of those tubes are back against that yellow thing?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Oh. Do you think one of the tubes or more of the tubes being closer to the camera might have an effect?
No.
No.
I
Really?
would say that's surface tension inside the tube.
Are you assuming that the lens of the camera is directly in line with the water level of those tubes, and therefore
That shouldn't have anything to say.
Really?
Yeah. I said the tube is too small, so surface tension. That's it.
Okay. That's nice. Did you ask the person that was doing the test, or what was going
No,
on?
but that's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Like who's that other guy? Ranty. He finds pictures on the internet and interprets them however he decides he wants to interpret them,
Yeah.
and doesn't
That's his-
ask the guy that took the picture anything.
That's his thing.
And yeah, you've done the same. It's
Just
nice.
now, yeah.
I like this. I like this.
About that one, I
It's
did.
the
Yeah.
what do you call yourself? The Glarpers, I think. You and Ranty as well.
What
Glarping, yeah.
What's that?
Your Globe live action role players.
Okay. Sure. Whatever. It's nice to have nicknames. Flatards, Globetards, Glarps. Yeah. Sure.
Well, it's not flat, right? You do know that, because Ranty, that picture that Ranty found on Facebook's got mountains in it, hasn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The picture with mountains in. I've got one. Do you want me to get it? I'll get it.
No, the Blackpool Tower thing.
With some mountains in. Yeah.
If it's that one who
Well,
turned him, I know what
that
you're talking
proves it's not flat, right? The elevation of the mountains in the distance means that it's not flat, because flat is a two-dimensional surface, and if there's an elevation change, then it's not flat. I mean, genius, Ranty. I mean, I don't know why he went to the globe. He
There
must
is
have been
someone
paid, but-
calling himself Bumpy Earth. That's, yeah. No one denies mountains. It's the overall shape of everything that's the thing.
But the water level is a horizontal plane. Yeah,
Which follows the curvature.
which
of
you
the Earth.
agree with. You agree with.
Again, on a local scale, yeah.
Well, like I say, I don't ever measure anything that's not locally. I'm always there. Whenever I'm measuring anything, I definitely do that locally. And you're right. Every time I do that, the water level is horizontal. So brilliant.
Then again-
I'm glad we can agree on things.
Back to that water level test. When you're going to set one horizontal at the first one, right?
Pardon?
You're going to set one horizontal at the first tube, as I understand. Is that right?
Fill it up with water.
Huh?
We put the water in the tube.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I heard something about you're going to have a surveyor setting a horizontal at the first tube. I picked that up
Did
somewhere.
ya?
Yeah.
You think we need a surveyor to set a horizontal
That's just
for
what I heard
where
in that
the
video.
water
Something-
level starts?
Something about hiring
Yeah.
surveyors to make us. That's what I heard. I'm
No,
just
no,
asking.
no,
just
no.
asking.
Mac Toon wanted us to he priced us up some surveyors. Right, I don't know who he'd had a word with. I mean, there was a guy there from Maine.
Yeah.
Well, McToon priced the job up. He said 3 days
Yeah.
to make 2 marks on 2 posts.
Just to make clear, this is me asking. This
And
is
so the first one doesn't need a surveyor. You do that. You say, this is where I want you to start. So the first one just gets started, and then you put the water level there, right? And then you check the water level at the other two, right? So we don't need a surveyor. But McToon priced us £3,000 and said there was a day's calculations involved.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm like, I don't know how well McToon knows much about surveying. Does he know more than you?
I don't know. I can't talk for other people.
You don't know. How much would you charge somebody to put 2 marks on 2 posts? Well, you start with the first post, obviously, and you transpose that datum to 2 more, right? Using differential leveling.
I don't know the
like
rates.
a half mile and then a mile. How much would you charge for that?
But for me, as someone who's not professional and would need to hire the equipment, I don't know how much it costs to hire. So
an auto level only costs about £100.
Yeah,
I got my one for £100.
Well, I don't know exactly what he said, but that was again just
the water level's £100 as well. Actually,
yeah, but
yep,
as I started
way
off with,
way less than a P1000.
Yeah, as I started off with, this was just me asking, you gonna have a local horizontal at the first tube?
It's the water. The water levels will show a shared straight line segment. You should get on the geometry bus with us. Man, it's beautiful. This right line geometry.
This is a simple question, Bev. Are you going to have a horizontal at the first tube?
Am I going to have a horizontal? Well, yeah, the water level will establish that, right?
But and again,
you do understand the law of communicating vessels, don't you?
Inside one little small 15mm diameter tube, how are you going to set a horizontal?
It's the level of the water, isn't it? The water level establishes a horizontal plane, right? Well, that being one of the communicating vessels will be part of the entire system.
But
generated by all of the communicating vessels. They all become one.
You can't set a horizontal from one tube of water. You need equipment.
You just need a water level.
Not one tube.
Yeah, it is. It's like one connected body of water. Yeah,
it
needs
but
to be.
I'm talking
does
about.
Need to be one tube.
I'm talking about the first and one only tube. If you're going to have a local horizontal at that point, you can't use the other other tubes to do that.
Yeah, of course you can. That's what it does. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference. I mean, you can go both ways. I mean, that's the idea of it. It's to show you that they're all horizontal, all of them together, communicating horizontal. And we have a shared straight line in the middle, and that straight line extends out both ways. 400 meters each way from the middle. Like, you try drawing it. See if you can imagine how they would go together with a shared straight line segment in the middle.
Oh yeah, I know. I understand the mechanism.
Have you tried modeling it yet? Have you got any of your guys to try modeling it?
I have.
You've modeled it?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at it. How do you imagine that the water level drops and humps? It does change, doesn't it? When you have 2 people, from 1, it's a drop, right? You know, the guy on top of the ball, and then when you get 2 people, they have to be either side and with the hump in the middle. So there's nobody on there's nobody there.
So
that's where the hump is.
So you see my screen now.
Wait a minute. Yep.
Yeah. So there are 2 different setups, one with red water and one with blue water.
You have seen the original test.
But just to make it sure, Ben, this is an example.
That's brilliant. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not reality in any way, shape, or form. Are we clear on that?
That's the test, though, I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is the original test. Yeah. So you have seen it. Yeah, I like it.
But
That's the easiest one for us to understand.
Can I just
How it
hear
would work.
from you,
Yeah.
from your own words? This is an example, please.
That's the test. That
Yeah.
when we developed it, me and Spot
Just
on
so
the
there's no
original test.
misunderstanding. You know,
that
this
is
is an
it.
example.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. That's the only thing I want to hear, because this isn't reality, as I said so many times last time. And even
I'm
though
saying that's the test.
Yeah.
That's the original.
so this is what you are
yeah,
expecting.
That's reality. That's what will happen. Yes.
Except
Horizontal
it wasn't.
planes.
It isn't.
What do you mean it isn't?
This is what will happen.
What? Where's the water?
Same thing.
What would
Blue
happen
water
in
and
the
red
water
water.
levels?
Huh?
What is happening in the water levels?
Here you have the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, but the water levels are still on the horizontal plane.
No, they're level.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, the local horizontal. So this one here is the local horizontal for that one, but that doesn't match with the other ones. This one here.
So are the blue ones higher than the red one in the center, or the red ones higher in the center?
In the center,
See,
they're
they
the same.
don't. They're all the same in the center. So they are on the same horizontal plane then.
In the center,
All of
because
the
that's
water
local.
levels.
In the center, because that's local. This is local.
What do you mean it's local to what? All the red ones are communicating, right?
Yeah, and the blue ones.
So all of those are on a horizontal plane.
They're on the same level. This is what
They
will
go
happen.
all the way across, right? They're twice the length of the blue ones.
Length doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
It's the distance between the further ones out the side.
Okay, so now from one end, are all of the water levels dropping? Is the question.
And now you're going back to semantics and wordplay.
It's not semantics.
This
it's
is what I was-
logic.
I'm going to take that one. Gone. So this is what I talked about when you have a camera out the other end there. If I have a
Right,
camera
so-
here, this is what I'm talking about as an example.
Well, where's the water? Why is the water not at that top, at that plane there? Like, why are all of the water levels on the same horizontal? Like, why?
This is the result of curvature.
How do you suppose that the red one is higher in the center?
Because that's how it will happen. When you have the same...
But that's not the law of communicating vessels.
when you have the...
It's not
no, it wasn't
horizontal.
Wait a minute, I'm
Is
just
it?
going to scroll back here for a second. Just a second. Oh, no. There. I'm just going to scroll back in the chat here for a small while. You see the chat in my window now, yeah.
No, I'm looking at your thing.
Yeah, but I'm screen sharing the
Right.
Discord.
Are you ever going to put any numbers on here?
Just 1 second. When you have this one, these
Which
are
one?
next
Are
to each
you
other.
are you back in the chat again now? Am I having to close
But
your
I'm sharing
window
that
down?
screen, aren't I?
You're sharing your screen, yeah.
Yeah. So this is local, two tubes next to each other. And here you have numbers.
No,
There's a-
I'm seeing your cursor moving. I'm not.
Cool. And
I'm
you see the
seeing
water behind
three
it, don't you?
tubes.
Yeah.
No, I'm.
If you have something to mark off on that tubes, lay them next to each other before the test or something, and you mark a line. So these are 10 something along here.
Are you moving your thing above them, or?
Can I please just explain?
I'm
Please.
just trying to work out. You're trying to mark a line in the air above it, or am I not looking at the right picture?
You're seeing the two water tubes, aren't you?
I'm seeing the initial test with 3 guys.
Oh, that doesn't share through that. Okay, sorry. I put that. Yeah, sorry. I was having Discord on that screen, but it didn't show. Sorry. It
I know,
shows
that's
on
why I
the
was
last
saying
stream.
you were waving your cursor around,
Yeah,
and there was nothing there.
Discord showed on my live stream because I'm sharing that screen. Whatever. Yeah, before you start, if you have just a mark on these and you fill it up to the same level all over in those tubes, this is what will happen on a sphere, on a globe, with
The
curvature.
blue one. The blue one there, though, looks higher in the center. It's not horizontal.
I'm going to remove that guy because it's just disturbing.
See, at that point there, see where you've got 3 lines crossing there. You've got 3 different
These yellow
planes,
ones,
haven't
yeah.
you? Right. Well, are they horizontal?
That one is horizontal from the left one. That one is horizontal from the right one.
And what's the one in the middle?
Horizontal from the middle, yeah. Each and every one has a local
so
horizontal.
There's 3 horizontals there.
Yeah.
In that, connected with those water levels.
These yellow planes are the these are the horizontal planes from that.
They're intersecting horizontal planes.
Yeah, that's just.
And what would you say if I said I had a logical proof from mathematics, geometry, that states that's impossible?
Well, I wouldn't say anything because I know nothing about it, but this is my prediction, and I think this will happen. So,
oh, right, that's just a prediction. That's all right. So you're not trying to break mathematics.
Of course, you can't break mathematics. That's impossible.
Oh, good. Well, then that's ridiculous. We can both safely say that. This is just your imagination of something that you imagine.
Wait and see. Just wait and see. Results will tell. So, the thing I was talking about the camera from here, when you have the camera on that same elevation as this one, those will drop away. If you raise that camera just a little bit, so those two outline each other, then top one will be taller. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Right. That's also. Have you ever heard of the law of hydrostatic equilibrium?
And again, use all the words you like. This is reality.
Okay. I mean, that's not much of a defense, but okay. That's
so,
what you. That's you. You just said that's your imagination, though. That's what you imagine.
Because the Earth is a globe.
Okay.
From this horizontal plane, which now is just a blue
lovely
line.
mantra shouting there, but yeah.
Those will drop.
I like it.
And if you have it at that level, the top one will be higher.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm not sure how long you guys wanted to go, and at some point you'll want to go into questions or something from other people. That'd be cool. Just whenever.
Yeah, good. Where did you want to get to at the end of this? You're scrutinising an old test. I mean, I like it. The fact that you've made a model and all of that.
Yeah, but again,
but there you go. That's reality. That's what will happen in reality, right?
The 3.1 millimeter, will that be from left end to right end as drop?
I don't know. That's not the test, is it? That's the old original test. Now, do you want to talk about the numbers for that one?
I'm just asking which end was it from? That one and
because
the other?
It's straight. It's a straight line test, and that would do, right? So let's say I'll make it easy for you because you say you're not that good at maths. So let's say the entire length from left side to right side, water level, red one, is 2 miles.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
Right, now that makes it the middle red one is 1 mile away.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so that makes both of the blue ones individually 1 mile.
Yeah.
Right, now can we start with A on the right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. B in the middle,
yep.
And C on the right. A on the left, B in the middle, and C on the right.
Yep.
Right. When we're talking about these now, so we can talk about blue at A and blue at B.
Yep.
Right. That's one water level.
Sure.
And then you've got the blue at B to blue at C.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go with the numbers right now. So you're the guy at A. Yeah. And now you're looking at the water level of the red tube, and you're looking at the guy at C. Now, the water level, I say, is horizontal all the way across.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Or do you say that the guy at C drops?
It drops.
Okay. Now, 2 miles. Do you know the numbers for 2 miles?
Can I correct? Last time you asked me that, and I know I was wrong. I said a quarter of an inch or something. It's with 2 or 3 inches. I was wrong about that one.
Okay. Well, this is 2 miles.
Yeah, so that would be a 32 inches or something. Yeah.
Okay, so 32 inches below from the horizontal set at A. Right? Now, the guy at C, when he's looking at the guy at A, and he's holding the water level, the other guy is up, is he? Because he was down below it before, or is he also down? Like, what's the relationship of the guy at A to the guy at C?
That would be the same as the 2 sailboats we had in the chat here on live chat earlier. It's dropped from both of them, of course.
Okay, so that would be, you to imagine there's another 32 there.
No, it's not another.
Well, it's 32 inches below the horizontal set at C. Yeah.
Why should there be another? You don't add them up.
Okay, well, okay, but that's a drop, right? Now, so let's say the guy at A,
It's just yeah.
and the guy at B, right? So from A, the guy at B, what's the relationship to him on the blue level from A to B?
As long as it's a curve with that drop, it would be. There is what a mistake the first time, and I know that now. Because it's a curve, it won't be just a half. It'll be something because the curve. I don't do maths. Sorry, but
it's a quarter. It's a quarter function, but you already know a mile, don't you? That's in. It's the big one. That's the easy one, isn't it? 1 mile. So what's the relationship of the guy?
8 inches, isn't it? Yeah, sure.
8. So that's below, is it?
Still a drop.
Okay, right. So, and the same, I'm guessing, from C to B. That's also a drop.
8 inches.
Drop, right? But when you're looking at guy A and guy C together, when you're looking at the red bit, is that below the red bit? Also? Is that below the horizontal set at A and the horizontal set at C? Is the red part below?
This is what happens. So, when you talked about drop from gay.
Yeah, see, I guess what the problem I've got here is that you've got the guy at A and the guy at C establishing a horizontal that seems to be pointing up in the air. Doesn't seem to be horizontal for some reason.
Yeah, but I can also take every. If I do this.
Yeah.
And please don't stop working now. Oh, it's thinking. Have you seen? Oh.
Okay.
My OBS crashed 5 minutes before we started.
Take a quick break. I'm gagging for a brew, and
yeah, please.
I need to go for a toilet break, so I'll be back in a minute.
Cool. Well, I'm going to wait for that thinking. There it goes. Upside down. Oh, the fan is going.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember what you said earlier. You said a measured vertical change from the horizontal is what exactly? I can't remember. Are you there, Tommy?
Yeah, excuse me. Oh, yeah. What are you saying?
You said I mean, you're a surveyor. I just wanted to ask you. You said a measured vertical change from the horizontal is what?
I never said anything about that, so I can remember. Please enlighten me.
Oh, I thought you said it was something. If you measure a vertical change from the horizontal.
Vertical change from the horizontal? I just figured it. Yeah, then it's a drop, isn't it?
You call it drop as a professional surveyor?
I am not a professional surveyor. I was working as a surveyor 20 some odd years ago, and I never went to school to learn it. So I was not a professional surveyor.
Oh, okay. So Yeah, you don't
I
really
worked
know.
as one for 5 years. That's all. And that's over
Yeah.
20 years ago.
So would you be able to describe what a measured vertical change from the horizontal is? You just call it drop.
No, because as I just said to Bev several times, I don't do word games in semantics. So if I'm not using the correct words for you, you're going to have a ball at me. I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
Oh, so how do you communicate without words? That's kind of tricky.
Yeah, we do words, but again, if you don't like my words, you're going to have fun of me, so I'm not going to do that. That's word games. That's something different.
Oh, okay. I thought it was technical terms and
Yeah,
definitions.
and
But
I never claimed to be a
I guess,
professional
yeah.
surveyor. Sorry.
Like if I say something to you, like I'm driving down the road, does that make sense to you?
Sure.
That's not semantical or anything.
That's the way you say it. I drive down the road. Yeah, it's down. I know, but that's how you say it.
Yeah, like I'm describing something to you. I'm driving
Yeah.
down the road.
But again, you're just
Yeah.
making word games. I'm not into that, so sorry. I'm not gonna please you.
No, I'm just defining what I'm doing. I
Yeah, that's all
am
you guys do. Definitions of
driving
wordplay. I'm not into that. I
down the
like
road.
reality.
Really
Yeah.
just communicating, right?
Yeah, but again, if you want to know what word I use for the horizontal drop of the, yeah, I'm not gonna go that way. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking like since you'd done surveying, if I was
Yeah, but again, that was
surveying
20 years
and I,
ago,
yeah,
and I never claimed to be a professional
yeah,
surveyor. I never said that.
yeah. I was just thinking if I was measuring down these railroad tracks right here, and I measured a drop from that horizontal, what would I call that? Like if
Call
I
it what you
measured a
want.
mile
I don't
down,
care. You can call everything exactly what you want. I don't care. I really don't care.
yeah,
Sorry. I'm not going to
like
entertain you.
I mean it looks, I could see a whole mile down there, and I'll measure all the way down using
Yeah,
differential
sure.
leveling,
Yeah.
and I measure a 8-inch drop from that horizontal that
Yeah,
I've
you just said drop.
established.
Use that.
You just call it
Anything you like.
whatever,
Banana
anything.
farts. I don't care. Call it what you want.
Yep.
It doesn't change reality.
Yeah, it doesn't change reality, does it?
That's why I don't do word games. Simple as that. Because you guys need to know exactly what other people think of words. And I don't care about that.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking, like, if you did work as that, and your boss said you measured an 8-inch change from the vertical,
No,
was it up or
because
down? And
as
you
I
say,
said
well, it's
earlier,
down.
when I was there, it was a building site.
I can't even like finish the sentence.
We weren't
All
looking
right, I'll
for
just give up
curvature.
then.
We never measured for curvature. It was a building site. We never looked for curvature. That wasn't what we did.
Oh, you just measured horizontal distances.
No, we just measured to measure stuff, objects, buildings, runways, establishing a grid or all that with GPS and stuff. We never looked for curvature. That wasn't what we did. So if not
Yeah, you
looking
just
for
measured
something,
from
why
point
should
A
you
to
bother
point
about
B,
it?
right? A horizontal distance from one building to maybe another building or something, right?
But again, this is a building site, a small, locally small building site, 13 square kilometers. You don't take curvature into consideration. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like you measure 100-foot horizontal distance between a building and another building. Is that too semantical, or is that okay?
That doesn't sound realistic at all because we set out simple points and the total station told us what the points were and we measured that. Again, we wasn't looking for any curvature. That wasn't our job. There's a difference in that.
Yeah, I wasn't
Please
talking about
understand
curvature. I
Please
was talking about
understand
a
that.
horizontal distance. I
We
wasn't
weren't
talking about
looking for
curvature.
curvature. That wasn't what we did.
I know, why do you keep saying that? I'm not talking about that.
So why?
But see, like your total station, when you set up your total station, it basically says that it's right here at this location, right? It knows where it is. So
Because
when you move the
triangulation,
total
yeah.
station, it knows where it is. So you have that
Not just by
position
singing
that
it
you
up, no.
started at.
You don't set up a
I'm
total
sorry,
station.
can you hear me?
You don't set up a total station.
Can you hear me
with nobody-
talking?
Huh?
Can you hear me talking?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was almost finished with that sentence. Yeah. So you set up with the total station at position A, you move it to position B, and you're able to determine that your location based on those GPS coordinates, right, from the towers that triangulate your position.
Yeah, triangulation. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's not, I wouldn't technically call that a measurement though, right? Because you're just collecting data points. You put your equipment here, it says I am here. You move it over there and it says I am here now.
The
And you
total
just
station
calculate the
measures
difference.
from its point towards two other points, so you know the distance. Then it calculates the angles it have and into your precision. And again, as I said, nobody denies that surveying works. We don't need to go into the techniques. Surveying works.
Surveying works, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's,
why go to the
different
technical?
modern surveying, with a total station, which is a data collector. And then there's actually measuring, like looking and,
Yeah.
looking at your measuring rod and determining,
Yeah.
maybe distance or
Of course, this not maybe
vertical
distance
height.
is crucial.
Yes.
So what you into? What you? As I said many times, we weren't looking for curvature. We were making buildings and runways.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
So
Right.
stop asking about curvature. That
I
wasn't
don't,
something I did.
I totally believe what you're saying because I've never met a surveyor that measured curvature. I've talked to many surveyors.
Yeah, but if they
They'll laugh at you if you say, "Hey, you ever measured curvature?" They're like, "What? What do you mean?"
yeah,
Well,
because
I mean,
usually that's not
there's
what surveys
measuring
do.
an elevation change that can
Yeah,
be
he's
plotted
back.
as a curvature,
So-
right? I mean, that's
Back to one-on-one. Who the other guy was, I don't know. You didn't see, but yeah.
Okay, I'll mute myself
Sorry,
now.
thanks.
Yeah, you're happy. Yeah.
While you were gone here, Bev, I rotated that one slightly, so this guy is standing straight up.
well, actually. How would you propose to measure the curvature? I did hear that you surveying when you were doing surveying, you didn't measure any curvature.
Because that wasn't
But
our
I mean,
job.
like you did measure an elevation change, didn't you? Or did like Cleary said, did you just calculate it?
That was to transfer the height of one point to another by leveling. Yeah,
Yeah, elevation changes. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's a change in the vertical distance from the horizontal, right?
But again, that isn't measuring curvature of the Earth.
You said you worked within 12 or 13 square kilometers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2.1
Right.
kilometers.
So is that 13 by 13?
Of course,
or
it
is
is.
that
I was trying to say there's 2.1 kilometers between the runways, and those are about 5.3 kilometers long.
so? It is 13 by 13 then. When you say 13 square kilometers, you mean 13 by 13?
No,
No.
wouldn't that be 13 kilometers squared?
I'd say that's why I'm asking you. What do you mean by it? How big was the area that you were using?
Let's say outside runways and to the each end about 3 times 5 minus a bit in the inside because there's loading and it's a big H really with you can't take because there's a lot of area between.
Okay, so
us at
what's
north
like
and
the
south.
longest distance along a runway then? What, for instance?
The longest runway
Was-
is some 5.3 kilometers or something. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
So if you measure from one end of that differential leveling and you measure a drop of what, it doesn't matter, X, like, do you consider that an elevation change or
We-
is that curvature?
we weren't
What
measuring-
happens?
We weren't measuring in the drop.
You were measuring an elevation change, were you? A change from the horizontal?
Let's say
Or was it perfectly flat?
let's say we had point A at some point with 201 meters,
Oh,
and we just
Yep.
wanted to transfer that over to another point somewhere else. All
yeah,
we did
like
was
at the other end of the runway, the same runway
someplace
from
else.
one end to the other.
Yeah.
Was that perfectly flat or was there an elevation change?
As long as you use an auto level, how can you tell?
You can tell what an elevation change is. Is that what
Yeah,
you
but-
measured?
Things is, if you can't measure in a curvature with an auto level.
Did you measure an elevation change with the auto level when you used it? Is
Of
that what
course
you
we did.
used them for? Right now, over the distance
That's
of
terrain.
that, right? Over the distance of that 5.3 kilometers, was it?
Let's say
If you measure, did you ever measure a difference? Is there? I mean, like you were the one that worked there. What
Yeah,
sort
but-
of distance was it? What?
as I tried to say, Bev, please listen carefully. I'm going to say it once more, and that's it. We weren't looking for curvature.
I'm just asking you, what were you looking for?
We didn't look for anything. We set heights.
Yes, so you did elevation changes, right?
The first thing we did up there was measure an entire mountain that's going to be blown away. That's elevation change. That's not curvature. That's terrain.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, I
That's
would agree
terrain,
with you. There's no curvature because you're using tools that establish horizontals
So when you have
using
if you're leveling,
shared
yeah,
straight line segments, parallel planes.
if you're leveling and you're going up a hill, that's elevation change. That's terrain, not curvature. There's a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
elevation change
go on
doesn't
then.
need to be curvature.
Okay, right
It's
now.
terrain.
If that's how you measure an elevation change, which is a change in the vertical, if that's how you do it, it is how you do it, right? Now, how would you propose, with all of your experience of surveying, to measure the curvature? What? Just give us the method.
Not with the auto leveling. No.
How would you propose to do it then?
Like the Struve geodetic arc. Triangulating over a large line. Long line, yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't do it locally, like with when Ruhif gave us those numbers of 3.1
Stop entering millimeters,
millimeters.
please.
How would you propose to do? Ruhif's he used your model,
Yeah,
didn't he?
but the more local you get, the harder it is. That's the longer you go, the easier it is to find curvature. Of course, local is hard.
It's because of that exponent. Well, not exponential. It's a quadratic function that you have within your formulas for your mathematical things, which is what gets us back to one of the beginning points, right? Curvature. How do you express or describe curvature? Have you thought about it yet?
Not flat.
Because like, now you've been tasked with how do you measure it, but in order to be able to measure it, you need to know how to describe it. What is it that you are looking for? So first off, you have to point at what it is and then describe the thing that you are going to be looking for in order for you to be able to try and find it. So give us an idea on what this fabled curvature is. Go on, give us your definition of it.
Not flat.
Not flat. Brilliant.
Yeah, if I can answer you.
But all the
as
tools
asked
that
for,
you use
if
for
you
surveying
asked, please.
establish a horizontal plane.
You asked how I will find curvature. It's easy. Struve geodetic arc. They found it. Triangulation over a very, very, very large area. Or
Triangles with, like
distance.
we established earlier, 180 degrees. Triangles.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that
small
it doesn't
triangles, of
mathematically
course.
work or logically. It doesn't logically work. How you
Small.
can use flat plane triangles as triangles are. Everybody knows what a triangle
Locally
is.
small triangles.
How you
no
can
problem.
use them and go, oh, look at that.
Triangulation
I'm going to
works.
imagine there's a curve there.
Yeah.
I'll write it down. Somebody will believe us. Don't
Works,
worry.
yes. But again, back to this model here. I'd straighten up that guy, so the guy A is now straight up. So he has to drop to guy C.
Yeah,
So,
but that's not how water levels off, is it? That's lower. I mean, that's ridiculous. Not only have you got intersecting horizontals, you've got the water would obviously piss out of the bottom one
Here.
because it's
The
not
sea guy.
level.
Why would the water run out on the sea guy there?
Because it's lower, it'd piss out. Look at it. Of
It's not lower, it's the same elevation.
course it is. Look at it.
The distance from the ground
The
here.
guy on the left-hand side is higher than the other two guys.
No, it isn't.
The water, due to the law of communicating vessels and the law of hydrostatic equilibrium, the water would piss out of the bottom because
This-
it would find its level.
Point here is the center of the Earth.
Where'd you get that from? Just imagined. It's all right.
What did we just talk about when I brought this up? This is an example. Are you now going for the reality again? Please.
It's an example
Seriously,
of what?
Bev.
It's
We were
your
talk-
model, dude.
Yeah, as I just said here,
It's an
You
example.
agree.
What is it an example of?
how it would work. As I said here,
That,
I
yeah,
asked
there you go.
to repeat
That's
my
hydrostatic
this
equilibrium,
is
the
an
law
example.
of communicating
just said it,
vessels,
Bev.
and
This
reality.
is
All
an
there in that
example.
picture.
You
Obvious.
agree.
Everybody
It's
knows
an
that's how it
example.
works.
Please stick with your words. This is an example. Now I'm here, still an example. How hard is it?
That one's obviously ridiculous example.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you
you
don't
think
think
it's a
that
rule.
that could be anything, do you?
In our globe model, don't be a part.
But you've obviously never held a water level, have you? You've
Just
never
answer me
used a level,
one
have you,
honest
Tommy?
question. On our globe model, how is gravity supposed to work?
On your globe model,
How is gravity supposed to work?
which globe model are you going
Just
with?
play with me in our globe model.
Which I don't know.
This
You
surface
say
on the-
our, which is like it's not.
6,000
I don't have.
300.
I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 models
Yeah.
of globes
So-
in my room. Right, which one of those do you want to talk about? Because neither of them are ours. They're all mine. These
Yeah.
ones here.
Gravity.
There's none that we jointly own. So
In
please clarify. Which globe model are you imagining?
The model where the radius is 6,371 kilometers.
I've never seen that.
Of course not.
That's ridiculous.
So, according to our globe model, that
I've
elevation
got a
change.
smaller scale one.
What part of example did you understand? Are you serious right now?
Surely, if you had a model that big, I'd be able to see it, wouldn't I?
You're ecstatic about this one. This is example exactly the same. So now all of a sudden this isn't example anymore. Now it's real.
It's like why I'm not too keen on the word flat. Why have you wrote flat underneath it?
Flat is flat, isn't it? What's radius on a flat surface?
That's a horizontal plane, you mean? The water level establishing a horizontal plane. Because that's what you're talking about, right? It's just the water levels that we're talking about there, not the floor, the surface. It's a horizontal plane of water,
Yeah,
right? Right.
But the overall shape of the Earth isn't flat.
No, there are elevation changes.
I said
There are
the
mountains and
overall
valleys. Well
shape,
done.
not
You're getting
local.
closer there. Well done.
Not local. Overall shape is a globe with a radius of 6,371 kilometers.
So you keep saying.
Yeah. So
You don't
as
seem to have much geometry or even knowledge of geometry to back that statement up.
So when this guy on the right, that guy C,
Or reality, obviously, because the water would piss out of that. Obviously.
nope.
Yeah. Yeah, there wouldn't be any water left in the guy on the left-hand side
How about
because
the,
it would all piss out to be the level of the guy at the right. That's how water level works. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
that's how gravity works, Bev.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Well, that acts perpendicularly, right?
Yeah. No, perpendicular to
Well,
horizontal. Yeah.
that's perpendicular to vertical is
No,
horizontal.
perpendicular to horizontal, not perpendicular to vertical. Perpendicular to
What?
horizontal.
No, perpendicular to vertical is horizontal.
Yeah, gravity works perpendicular
Yes.
to horizontal.
Yes. You can say perpendicular, straight lines. Gravity acts to a straight line. And all perpendiculars to the plane will be parallel, won't they?
Now you're doing word games again.
No, this is mathematical proofs.
Yeah.
They're called propositions, right? But what they are proofs within geometry.
Just
Actual
waiting for this
proofs.
computer to act because it's slow as F now. Come on.
Did you hear that, Tommy?
Yeah, but again,
Proofs. When
No,
you say,
no, words.
give me proof, well, this
Yeah.
is where proofs come from.
words
Mathematics,
isn't proof.
geometry.
Can this machine please stop thinking now? It will be great. Yeah, there. Let's do all Australia on it. Here, still works. No problems. That's Australia for you.
Doesn't. That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm surprised you went to that. I mean, that's even worse than before.
That is the globe model with gravity.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Cool story, bro.
So, this is exactly what I
Turning
said.
your model upside down proves what?
Again, it doesn't prove it. It's an example. As I said at the first step, please, this is an example.
But that's
Nothing.
not how water levels work
That
in
is what you're going
reality.
to find out. When you do that test, this is exactly what you're going to find out. Isn't it?
The water doesn't drop. That water dropping like that is what happens when it's a river. There's a different pressure change. The hydrostatic equilibrium of the vertical column, right, would be different, causing a difference in pressure. That causes flow of water.
So,
Water would move to establish its own level. You
When
should
you-
really look into the law of communicating vessels and the law of hydrostatic equilibrium.
yeah, but again, when you do this, reality will smack up your side head.
Brilliant. Well, I'll be the first person to record it, won't I?
Hopefully, yeah. With that P1000.
You could do it yourself. No,
I'm
no, no.
not,
It's the water
yeah.
levels. 100 pounds worth of water levels. You could do it yourself. Or you get somebody else to do it, and then you could go with your camera, couldn't you? You could look at it.
You are doing it, aren't you? Sometime, yeah. After this bloody hell goes
Yeah, dude, this is a
But-
personal thing, right? It's to prove right line geometry, the practical geometry of reality.
That's exactly what I'm saying. When you have done this test and you find this
We'll film
result
it.
and you said you're going to connect someone else's, then the drop is going to be even more. What are you going to say then?
Well, I'll say what I do say now. I'd be like, if I find that the water level drops at a measurable rate, I will say, well, fuck me.
Level
That's
doesn't
brilliant.
drop. Level is level.
But I can't see how that's going to happen, to be honest.
Level
with you,
follows
'cause
the
water
curvature
level
of the Earth.
is a horizontal plane. Everybody knows that.
Level
Well,
follows the
I'd
curvature
say
of the Earth.
everybody, apart from a few delusional people that are over enthusiastic about a model that they know really nothing about geometrically.
So, I'm not going to set money on it, but my bet is that you'll find that the water drops.
There's no drop to a horizontal plane.
No, it isn't. Of course it isn't. As I just said, we agree on that one. That yellow part
And
there.
you also agreed that we could indefinitely extend a horizontal plane.
Yeah, as this yellow, as I just marked blue here, that horizontal plane doesn't stop to be a horizontal plane for that guy A. That's his horizontal plane. No problems.
We've got three interconnecting horizontal planes there.
Yeah,
Right?
they have to be because they're standing a distance apart.
They have to be.
So if I
Well, that
do,
sounds ridiculous. Is it your model that tells you it has to be?
if I take away those two,
Or do you have some sort of founding in reality?
that's his horizontal plane. Founding in reality, yeah.
And
My observations from
then you have to tilt it the other way, don't you? In order to get the other guy with a horizontal plane. I mean, it's like it's so obvious.
you asked if I have
They're,
something
they're,
in
they're
reality.
below. There's a measurable drop.
You asked if I have something in reality, and I say my wind turbines because my wind turbines are down here somewhere at a distance. So yeah,
Optical drop, right?
sure it is.
You've not measured that, have you?
One more question. I need to
Or
shut
do
this down.
you think a measured elevation is a drop?
No, again, that could be terrain. As I
Do
said
you
in,
think a measured even elevation or even altitude is a drop?
measured even elevation?
Yeah.
Isn't that horizontal plane? Again, you're going over
Well,
against.
I would say so, but you don't
Again, you're going to
apparently.
word games, and
No,
if I
no,
don't
it's
answer
not word
correctly, you're gonna be
games.
all over
Look,
me.
just because you've got
So
screwed up in your own head, your
Because-
cognitus has got you. An
Oh.
even elevation, you just said, is a horizontal plane.
isn't it? Again, word games, and if I answered not
It's
correctly,
not word games. Even elevation would be the surface of water, wouldn't it?
no, I was yeah, sure.
No,
Elevation,
you
yeah,
don't
sorry,
think
yeah,
the surface.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Even
Tell me.
elevation, because elevation goes around the curvature.
Okay, right. So, how can that be a horizontal plane?
It isn't. Just
Okay,
locally.
but you just said it was before.
Locally,
You're getting
yeah.
messed up with your own model,
For
Tommy.
this guy A here, that point
Do
here.
you keep getting mixed up between reality and a
No.
model?
Again, I get mixed up in your word games. That's what I don't do that. Because you're an
Okay,
expert
so-
at word games, and that's all. So, for this guy here, guy A, this is his local horizontal. Down here is his local horizontal. Over here, it isn't. Play all your word games you want, Bev. I'm no expert in word games as you are.
So,
Reality will kick your ass when you do this. Sorry.
okay, but one guy's horizontal. When that first guy's horizontal, right, intersects with that other guy's vertical, right? So there's a vertical intersecting a horizontal there,
At
right?
this point, yeah. Right there.
Are they? Oh, they don't look perpendicular, do they?
Of course they're not.
What, a vertical and a horizontal that aren't perpendicular?
Because that vertical is another place.
What? No. Vertical and horizontal are definitely perpendiculars. That's one of the mathematical things. In reality as well. I mean, we base all of our frames of reference on vertical and horizontal being
Yeah.
perpendicular.
Now-
But you've just said there
Here,
that
locally.
a vertical and a horizontal aren't perpendicular. I mean, they are in reality. Everybody
Yeah,
knows that
locally,
they
yeah.
are.
Now they
Oh.
are, because this is his guy's local horizontal. Now they are vertical and perpendicular.
No. That's not how geometry. You've obviously geometrically.
That's how reality
illiterate,
works.
dude. You should go and brush up a bit on geometry.
This is how reality. You talked about.
No,
You talked about here.
that's not how. No,
This.
we use in reality we use Euclidean principles for
This-
surveying,
this
and
guy's
those
vertical.
principles are based around right lines.
Yeah.
They are the two frames of reference that we use. Everybody uses
Bev.
in reality: vertical and
Yeah.
horizontal.
This
Vertical
guy's-
and horizontal
Yeah.
are
We
perpendicular.
don't deny that, Bev.
Brilliant.
We never deny that. That's locally.
You
This
did just earlier say that
No.
a vertical and a horizontal
Yeah.
weren't.
because that's not this guy's horizontal. That's this guy's horizontal here. That's not
It's just vertical and horizontal, dude. Just vertical and horizontal are perpendicular.
locally. Yeah.
Always. Always.
Locally.
Yeah.
Not on a globe.
Do you have a? Can you
Bev,
hold the
wait a minute, we're not
concept
done here. I'm going
where
to-
a
I'm going to
vertical
I'm going to end that
and
point.
a horizontal could
gonna-
be parallel?
Before you
Do-
switch point.
could you
Before
imagine that?
Before you switch point, I'm going to end this. This guy's local horizontal is perpendicular to vertical. We don't deny that. Move away from that guy over here. This guy's local horizontal is vertical to his perpendicular, but not to the other guy's horizontal. Move further away. That guy's local horizontal is vertical to perpendicular, perpendicular to vertical, sorry. But it's not to that guy's, other guy's horizontal, because curvature.
No,
Again.
horizontal and vertical are perpendicular, right?
Locally, yes.
There's no imagined model that could get me to think that a vertical and a horizontal could be parallel,
Again,
or even a horizontal and a horizontal being perpendicular. I mean, can you imagine the
If I mi-
concepts you'd have to go and put into your mind
If I
to be
miss-
able to think that?
if I misspoke,
It's
somewhere-
crazy. It's crazy. One person's horizontal could be another person's vertical.
Bev, if I
Imagine it.
misspoke in there, I'm sorry. English is still not my first language. And this is technical English. Sorry if I misspoke. Should we talk this in Norwegian? Should we switch to Norwegian?
don't know. I'm still trying to get over the fact
If
that
I misspoke, sorry.
people could believe that verticals and horizontals weren't perpendicular.
Vi kan godt fortsette på norsk. Altså, hvis jeg fortsetter å prate her, og du ikke skjønner bæret av hva jeg snakker om, hvordan skal vi ta det da?
Sweet.
Yeah. So, if I misspoke, sorry. This guy's horizontal is not the other guy's horizontal. So, that guy's horizontal is perpendicular to vertical.
Yeah, I see.
Parallel.
I can't ever think that horizontals might intersect. So I can't even imagine what you're doing here.
This is...
All I can imagine is that you're being led by a model, and you supposedly meant to have been a surveyor.
This is how horizontal and vertical works on a globe.
Oh, on a model. Yeah, I'd see. That's
And
why.
in
That's
reality.
where I'm having a problem. I only live in reality,
Yeah.
so I only deal with reality.
And reality is a globe. As I said, you'll find this out. I'm going to take that back one. When you do your water level test, reality will smack upside your head. Kick your ass. Seriously.
Really?
But we're going to end now. It's late here.
Okay. Wait. Well, thanks for popping around. Do you want to take some questions, or should I do that? We'll do the super chats.
We're not going to open up for a lot of people.
Have you got any super chats, Tom?
No, I'm not monetized.
All right.
I don't do money on this.
All right. Is that you just after the truth?
Yeah, sure.
Are you wanting to join the YouTuber crew?
Say again, please.
Content
What?
creators? Are you wanting to join the YouTube content creators?
I am a content creator, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Are you wanting to join the big guys though? I mean,
Who big
are you
guys?
trying to get in there? The big
If you
boys?
haven't seen my
Well,
channel, I'm
you know,
all about myself. I do everything
Yeah.
by myself. It's me.
Yeah.
A one-man band.
Yeah. Everybody does it on their own, don't they? I mean, it's your YouTube channel. I mean, so you don't have any backing of anyone. Then.
Backing.
But,
on
I mean, that's
social
what I'm saying.
welfare.
Are you not wanting to get in with them? Like a debunker. Is that what you class yourself as?
Yes. Thing is about
So,
say let's
when you come round here, right? What is it that you imagine you're trying to debunk?
started with D Marble, who told me the Earth is flat. So I went from there, and
Not flat.
I did some observations and stuff.
By
and
surveying.
here I
Yeah,
am.
you've done surveying. You know there's an elevation change. It's like, ha ha ha. There's mountains and valleys. Definitely not flat. That's a ridiculous statement
Let's
to
just
say it's
repeat
flat.
this one more time, Bev. I never looked for curvature. We set up buildings and runways. I never looked for curvature. That wasn't what I did.
Yeah, because there's no curvature
Of course
to
there
a
is.
horizontal plane. There's
Yes.
only elevation changes to parallel horizontal planes. That's all you'll ever find, right? All
No.
you'll ever find.
Depends on the size.
Just coming from reality,
The
right?
more-
So when you come here and you're trying to debunk something, what do you imagine you're trying to debunk?
People who think the Earth is anything but a globe, like some people who think the Earth is flat. Yeah.
We're just saying how surveying is performed in reality.
And
That's
nobody
all we
knows
do
that.
here.
We know the survey works. And it
We've
worked
never
when-
said it's flat, dude. We say it's not flat. Observably not flat. I can prove
Yeah,
it.
but
I
it's-
can prove it with
Yeah.
surveying techniques to show you an elevation change.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but
so
as
what is it again that you are trying to debunk when you come here?
Again, those turbines I have in my photos, the water goes down somehow. So, and I have a photo of.
So
the,
you're
curvature
trying
side
to
side, like Rory
debunk
did.
water being a horizontal plane of reference.
Locally, it is not over the.
Oh,
on
so
the
you're not
oceans.
trying to debunk water being a horizontal plane of reference then? So
Again,
what is it
you-
again?
You want
Tommy,
me to get
what
stuck
is
in
it
your
you are
wordplay? I
trying
don't do
to
that.
debunk?
You want me to get stuck in your wordplay? I don't do that.
No, I'm not. I want you to speak the truth. Tell
Yeah,
me
it's a
what
globe.
it is
That's
you
the
are
truth.
trying to debunk when you come here.
to come here in your chat on this here now to talk to you. That's what I ever talk. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
To talk with you. That's
Okay,
it.
so you're not trying to debunk anything here then.
Just
come for
showing
a
you
chat.
how stuff works, and you show me how stuff works. So yeah, this is a discussion, not a debunking something.
Sweet. Good. How do you think you've done today?
We had a good talk, didn't we?
Sweet. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we have. And are you gonna can you devise a method, or is that your method? Is just looking at things with cameras? Is that where we've got to look forward to?
A water test is an excellent way to start, of course. Yeah, as long as you.
Okay. Are you going to do one?
If I had the means to do it, of course.
Or £100? That's all it takes, and then you get together with somebody else.
Yeah, but I would suggest even larger scale, not just 400 meters.
I mean, who knows? It's only small scale testing at the minute.
Yeah, and the smaller you get,
you need to do testing. You need to do your own testing, because there'll be problems. You don't want to end up with the slice bar cane leaky thing, or even not even checking the elevation. That's a
Earth
great
is
one.
big, we are small.
Pardon?
Earth is big, we are small. So the smaller scale test you go, the harder it is to find curvature.
You're not a sizist, are you? You're not having a go at me.
You can't do small scale tests to find something big.
What? Yeah, you can. Straight lines. There's no scale to a straight line. If you can, you can extend a straight line indefinitely and extend a horizontal plane indefinitely. But then there's no scale to it, right? Where's the scale to a straight line?
If you are going to figure out the difference between,
doesn't ever start curving.
If you're going to figure out the difference between a curve and a straight line, where the curve is minute.
No, I already know the difference between a curve and a straight line.
But when that difference isn't that big, you have to make
3.1 millimeters over 200 meters.
Yeah.
Well, that's measurable, isn't it?
It was you who measured slide first.
Oh, so it's measurable. That's what Jesse Kozlowski said.
This time it was you who mentioned slide first, so I'm going to repeat him for once. His test is 1 mile.
Bending water level experiment.
His test is 1 mile. That's a bit better. The longer, the better. Yeah. So
1,600 meter water levels. Yeah, we only need 400 because Ruhif gave us the numbers.
Yeah. But you asked me if I want to do it, and I say of course I would, but I would do it larger scale, as large as possible.
Yeah, well, if you get 400 meters, I get 400 meters. Spot On gets 400 meters.
I think
DP can get 400 meters. Boom, 1,600 meters. Let's have a party. Let's go for a weekend. Do it by the side of a pub at the canal. That'd be great.
If I should do this, I think I would try to pass 1 kilometer at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I'm probably not going to do it. If I could, I would.
Shared straight line segments, right? It's the key. Geometry is the key.
And now you go back to our games.
Should jump on the geometry bus with us.
Nope.
No.
But again, have fun with that water test.
How do you find your proofs then?
When the results come from that water test, that's going to show reality. That's all I'm going to say. So, should we end this here? It's been, 3.5 hours now?
Yeah, that's fine.
4 hours.
Do you want to take some questions from the
3 hours?
From the guys who've been sat here waiting? Do you like the way they've all sat there?
Yeah, thanks to everyone in the room. I really appreciate this one. I had one guy where you were away. That's okay. This was not a 5-on-1. I really, really appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We can do that with all of us here.
If this had been 48 hours ago, this would be great. So, Cleary, since you're the owner now, I said thank you. This was fun.
There you go.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
He came in because I went to the toilet, right?
Yeah, but that was one guy. That's okay. He was one guy. I didn't have to bother myself to sleep there. So, thank you for the talk. I appreciate this. Really.
Oh, thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Is Flatsoid in here, or is it? He was here earlier? At some point, I would have to talk with him also about optics and stuff. That would be awesome, so he can show me how this works in reality. That would be awesome if he and I could set up some time. Also a one-on-one. But he's not here, but yeah. If you hear this Flatsoid when you watch this, please let me know if we can do a one-on-one. That would be great. Yeah. Should we put a line there? And it's quiet. Yeah. I'm just going to say bye-bye and thank you, Bev. This was great. So I'm going to hang up and bye-bye.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you. So, yeah, that's how a one-on-one is supposed to work. That was quite nice. A little change from the last time. What I didn't say is if this was 48 hours ago, it was okay. But then I had my kids here and my son come in for an unexpected visit today, so he is here. But this is just a normal talk, so I didn't bother. I kind of knew that it was a bit different. And yeah, inside it was decent. Slim, good night. So yeah, that was enjoyable. And after Bev has done this test, reality is going to smack his head. Yeah, that was 3 hours well spent, I'd say. And no need for shouting. So, Bev, here's to you. Thank you. Good night, Dan. Or is what that to Slim? Yeah. Just gonna go. He's not gonna do a test. Well, it is lockdown, and I think England has been a bit more strict than other places, but it will soon open. And if he has already bought all these tubes, he said that price or something, hopefully he will do. I'm not going to say he's not going to do it. Hopefully he will. I really hope he does, because again, then reality will just up his head. Never ever. 41 people. I forgot to say thank you. I said thank you last time, but for when I started this stream, I would like to say thank you for all who stick to me for more or less of that, because that was a shit show. But again, thank you for all of you who has been watching this. It was a lot better. So this time I aimed at just this one, because last time I had to do a Riley, but now it's okay. Andreas, yeah, how can you do a water test wrong? If anything, fudging the results or what, yeah, but 3.1 millimeters, or that, it's a small test, just 400 meters. That's small. Earth is big, we are small. Gentlest channel, I have probably seen it before. I just saw you posting pictures here, and to be honest, I wasn't quite sure where I had you yet. I probably seen, but I forgot. Yeah. So when Bev talked about these photos of the water with that under the middle was good, I think. Gentlest channel, is he one of us or one of them? But yeah, thank you for that, Gently. Oh, huge jars, hey! And we had Biggest Doggies, Justin Freaks, Yarun still here, hey! Yarun, is it Yarun or Yarun? Yeah, Insider, that's that's what I said, he had to have that P1000 at the end and just sight along them, because you probably see this now. If he has those to level, the middle one will be taller, and if it's down below there, then you will have the drop. So yeah, good luck with that, Bev. Garlic. Just a little yeah, I had garlic in my food here 2-3 days ago, And today I fired up the dishwasher and I rinsed that garlic press with some water just before it was on the bench. And today, when I opened that dishwasher, I went, oh, garlic! Aron Ra, hey, that's awesome, your jars. Not questions, but damn well on that. Oh, yeah, mere names. Now I'm stuck again. I can do many things. Yeah. What's Nathan Thompson? Sorry, that should be right there. On that Nathan Thompson debate, Aron Ra was awesome. Andreas, you have to ask Hugh Jars. He's talking. Is it Hugh Jars? Something? Yeah, I saw that. But sounds interesting indeed. Oh, I'm gonna lose these again. Oh, ooh. Not so bad. Oh, my last time. Yeah, so I'm gonna shut this down now and get some more to drink, I guess. Again, thank you to all of you for being here for more or less of that time. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much. And what I thought about last time was I'm making a video with some of these points which he made. I'm not sure. I'm not going to do this now, but the last time I had done the clips, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put them together as a video because just those clips together was 1 hour 20 minutes. So if I'm going to do that, it's going to be at least 2.5 hours if I'm going to show a clip, explain, show a clip, explain. I'm thinking of doing it live maybe, but then again it has to be next Monday, I guess, in a week. So no, I'm not sure. Yeah, Insider. I saw the chat. All the chat was grey, so then it needed some color change. It's not any. I saw someone who had a timeout on Gary, and that one was legit. That one was okay because then he was mouthing. I don't remember who you did it, but I saw Gary was timeout, and that one was legit. Otherwise, as I said to Sean Hawkins in the beginning last time, if he's just blathering his mouth about stuff and shit, yeah, leave him be. I want to see him being stupid. But that one was legit. So, okay. Otherwise, let him be. Yeah. 42! Yay! Thanks again, guys. I'm gonna go away now. And bye-bye.